If you're here, you've likely felt the weight of an overactive mind, racing thoughts, endless worries, or that constant second-guessing. Life can feel like an unending mental marathon, each step burdened by a new question or worry. For many of us, the mind has become a noisy room filled with too many voices, planning, analyzing, regretting, anticipating. It's exhausting, right? Yet, deep down, there's a part of us yearning for something different, a quieter, simpler mental space where peace and clarity naturally take center stage. In a world that seems designed to keep us on edge, we often find ourselves mentally overstimulated, pulled in countless directions. Between screens, notifications, constant chatter, and never-ending demands, the mind takes in far more than it's equipped to process. It becomes cluttered, weighed down by what we should have done, what we must still do, or what might happen next. Instead of living in the present, we end up mentally trapped in the past or future, missing out on what's right in front of us. It's like trying to see through a fog. You're aware of what's around, but nothing feels fully clear. There's no magic button to quiet our minds, but there are ways to clear away the mental clutter. Think of it as giving your mind the space it needs to breathe, to let go of what it doesn't need, and to focus on what truly matters. You don't need to drown in distractions or get swept up in every worry that passes through. Instead, there are timeless, practical tools that people have used for centuries, methods grounded in clarity and simplicity that can help us navigate life with a clear head and a steady heart. What if, instead of letting our thoughts control us, we could guide them? That's where the wisdom of Stoicism steps in. Stoicism teaches us how to face life's challenges with grace, to focus on what we can control, and to let go of what we can't. It's a philosophy for real life, one that doesn't ask you to escape your thoughts, but instead to understand and manage them in a way that brings you peace. Here's a comforting truth. A calm mind is within reach. We often think peace is something we stumble upon or find only in rare, quiet moments. But what if it's something we can build within ourselves every day, no matter what's happening around us? This is not about pretending that life's challenges don't exist or ignoring our responsibilities. It's about finding a stable ground within yourself, so you can handle whatever comes your way without feeling constantly overwhelmed. The goal isn't to silence the mind completely. That's neither possible nor necessary. Instead, it's about learning how to create mental space so your thoughts don't feel so heavy. Imagine, yes, we're leaving that word out, feeling more at ease, able to let go of unnecessary worries and embrace life with a calm, steady mind. That is what Stoicism offers us, a blueprint for reducing mental clutter so we can live with greater clarity and inner peace. This isn't a journey where you need to leap over massive hurdles. Instead, it's more like taking steady steps, each one bringing you closer to a mind that isn't filled to the brim with every passing thought or worry. Through practices like mental clarity exercises, learning to set boundaries, and embracing patience, you'll find that creating a peaceful mind isn't just a dream. It's a series of choices you can make day by day. As you embark on this path, remember that clarity of mind isn't reserved for some select group. It's a practice accessible to anyone willing to take those first steps. The most profound transformations often begin in small, gentle ways. Each practice, each mindful decision is like a drop of calm that eventually fills a larger, clearer mental space. Over time, these little moments of calm can grow into a stronger, unshakable peace. It's also worth mentioning that this isn't about perfection. You're not here to erase every unwanted thought, nor are you expected to reach some idealized state of constant calm. Life will always have its ups and downs, its moments of confusion and uncertainty. But within all that, there's a way to find balance. The beauty of this approach is in learning to dance with the mind's natural rhythms, letting go of the weight that no longer serves you, and focusing on the thoughts that bring you peace and purpose. As you begin this journey, know that clarity of mind is a gift you can give to yourself, one that doesn't depend on external circumstances or a change in luck. It's about building something sustainable within, a mental sanctuary where you can return whenever life feels overwhelming. There's strength in this approach, a quiet resilience that will serve you well, not just today, but in the years to come. Ultimately, this journey is about more than just a peaceful mind. It's about reclaiming your ability to focus, to be present, and to engage with life more fully. When you're no longer weighed down by endless worries, you'll find there's more energy for joy, for connection, for growth. And perhaps, in creating this peace for yourself, you'll inspire others to do the same, to find their own ways to let go of unnecessary mental clutter and embrace a life rooted in clarity, simplicity, and strength. So, are you ready to embrace this approach? With each step, we'll explore the practices that can help clear away the noise and make space for the thoughts that truly matter. There's a world of calm waiting for you just beneath the surface. Let's uncover it together, one gentle, purposeful step at a time. It's easy to feel trapped in the noise of daily life. From the moment we wake, there's an unending stream of input, texts, emails, news, endless to-do lists, and social updates that seem to demand attention. The result? Mental chaos. In a world this busy, finding clarity feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. But here's the thing: mental clarity, real peace of mind, isn't found in silence alone. It's cultivated through something profound yet simple, a practice of detoxing the mind. Think of this as clearing space, a gentle release from all that weighs us down mentally to embrace a deeper level of clarity and calm. Mental detox isn't just about quieting down for a few minutes. It's about a thorough, intentional cleansing of the mind from what's unnecessary. This detox goes beyond a single meditation session or a day off the grid. It involves shifting how we see the world, deciding what's worth holding on to, and gradually letting go of what doesn't serve us. As we turn to the teachings of Stoicism, we find a timeless framework that guides us through this process, helping us cultivate a mindset rooted in focus, resilience, and simplicity. Stoicism encourages us to find peace, not by escaping life, but by living more purposefully within it. This ancient philosophy offers practical tools to declutter our minds, fostering clarity even amidst noise and distraction. By focusing on what's within our control and letting go of what's not, we free ourselves from mental burdens, opening the door to inner peace. And while this might sound like a monumental shift, it's achievable one step at a time. As we journey through these lessons, we'll dive deeply into how Stoic clarity can help us let go of mental clutter and embrace a calm, purposeful way of living. The first step in mental detox is realizing that our thoughts aren't all ours to keep. In the rush of daily life, we absorb the concerns, opinions, and anxieties of others, sometimes without even noticing. Think of how quickly an anxious conversation or a negative headline can weigh on us, adding layers of stress we didn't choose. Here, the practice of Stoicism invites us to discern between our own thoughts and those we've unconsciously absorbed. Recognizing this difference empowers us to shed what doesn't belong, to release borrowed worries and opinions that clutter our minds. With this awareness, we can start to focus on what genuinely matters to us. Stoicism guides us to center our thoughts on values like resilience, patience, and wisdom, rather than on the passing anxieties of the world. This shift, however subtle, opens a path to clarity. As we actively choose which thoughts to keep and which to release, we start building mental space, an inner sanctuary where we can breathe without distraction. This process isn't about forcing thoughts away. Rather, it's about gently redirecting our focus, choosing thoughts aligned with our values and purpose. A core tenet of Stoicism is understanding what lies within our control and what does not. When we accept that external events are largely outside our influence, we become free from the impulse to react to every disturbance around us. This insight is liberating. Instead of engaging with every piece of news, every unkind word, or every fleeting worry, we can choose to remain grounded, calm. The Stoics teach us to focus our energy on what we can shape: our reactions, our perspectives, our choices. When we practice this regularly, we detox the mind of stress tied to what we can't change, allowing us to engage with life from a place of strength rather than anxiety. Living with this clarity isn't a one-time effort. It's a steady practice. Each day brings new challenges, fresh anxieties, and distractions. The key lies in practicing presence, letting go of the past and future, and centering ourselves in the moment. This is where Stoic clarity shines. By focusing on the here and now, we ground ourselves, finding a rhythm that anchors our thoughts. Presence isn't about perfection. It's about accepting each moment as it is, allowing us to move through life with intention and without the weight of unnecessary mental baggage. As we embrace presence, we also encounter the gift of patience. Life will always have moments of delay, moments that feel slow or uncertain. But the Stoic practice of patience teaches us that these moments are often the spaces where true clarity resides. Rather than pushing through life's pauses, we can learn to see them as opportunities for reflection and mental rest. This patience strengthens our ability to remain calm in the face of unknowns, letting us move forward without the urgency that often clouds our minds. Another essential part of mental detox is cultivating a focused mind. In an era of constant multitasking, our attention often feels stretched in all directions, leaving us mentally exhausted. The Stoics valued single-task focus, choosing to fully engage with one task or thought at a time. By doing this, we build a habit of intentional concentration, one that guards against the scattered focus that overthinking creates. To develop this, it helps to regularly pause and check in with our minds, asking, "Where is my focus?" With practice, we can train our minds to stay engaged with one task or thought, creating an inner clarity that's free from the mental pull of competing distractions. This mental focus also involves prioritizing our energy. Not every task or goal deserves our full attention. Stoic clarity asks us to examine our responsibilities, focusing only on those that align with our values and purpose. As we prioritize what matters most, we find a natural clarity that simplifies decision-making and reduces stress. This shift enables us to invest our energy wisely, focusing on the areas that bring genuine fulfillment rather than spreading ourselves too thin. By letting go of less important tasks, we clear mental space, creating room for thoughts that bring us peace and purpose. Setting boundaries is another crucial practice in mental detox. In today's world, we are often available to others' demands 24/7, which can leave us mentally drained and disconnected from our own needs. Stoicism encourages us to establish clear mental and emotional boundaries. By deciding when to engage and when to step back, we protect our inner peace. Boundaries aren't about shutting others out. They're about respecting our own mental space so that we can show up fully when we choose to engage. With boundaries in place, we create a buffer that shields us from unnecessary mental clutter, preserving clarity and calm. To support this inner clarity, it's essential to cultivate a practice of daily reflection. The Stoics often reflected each evening, considering the events of the day and how they responded to them. This practice is like mental housekeeping, a time to clear out any thoughts that might linger. It's a way to reset, to acknowledge what went well and where we can improve. Reflection gives us perspective, helping us avoid carrying mental weight into the next day. Over time, this practice strengthens our sense of inner clarity, allowing us to approach each new day with a refreshed, focused mind. The power of mental detox also lies in letting go of what we can't control, an essential Stoic principle. We often cling to things we can't change, such as the past or the actions of others, which burdens the mind with stress. Stoicism reminds us that true peace comes from surrendering these unchangeable elements. By choosing to release them, we free ourselves from unnecessary mental strain, reclaiming energy and focus for what we can shape. This surrender isn't weakness, it's strength, an active choice to clear mental space for thoughts and actions that serve our well-being. Gratitude also plays a significant role in detoxing the mind. When we focus on what we lack or what frustrates us, the mind becomes cluttered with negative thoughts. But gratitude shifts our attention to what is going well, what brings joy and comfort. The Stoics practiced gratitude daily, recognizing the simple pleasures and meaningful connections in their lives. This practice cultivates a mind rooted in appreciation rather than in lack. As we make gratitude a habit, we notice a profound mental clarity that comes from focusing on what's good and letting go of complaints and unmet desires. Cultivating inner calm through a Stoic approach to mental detox involves creating an environment that supports clarity. This includes physical spaces, as clutter in our surroundings can often reflect and even add to clutter in the mind. Stoics valued simplicity, surrounding themselves only with what they truly needed. By reducing unnecessary possessions and organizing our spaces, we create an environment that encourages calm, a place where our minds feel free to rest. This external simplicity mirrors an internal clarity, reminding us that peace often lies in simplicity, both in our physical and mental worlds. With each of these practices, we create a strong foundation for mental clarity, one that supports resilience and calm in the face of life's complexities. A mental detox is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong practice, one that becomes richer over time. By letting go of what doesn't serve us and embracing thoughts and actions that align with our values, we build a mind that is both strong and serene. This clarity allows us to live with a sense of purpose, facing life with the confidence and peace that come from a mind free of clutter and anchored in wisdom. Moving from the release of mental clutter and the clarity it brings, we now delve into something even deeper, achieving a calm within that isn't swayed by life's inevitable ups and downs. In Stoic philosophy, this state is called apatheia, a profound mental equanimity where one remains steady and unshaken, no matter what unfolds around them. Unlike what we may first think, this isn't about apathy or detachment. Instead, it's about cultivating an unwavering calm, a kind of inner strength that allows us to face the world with a balanced mind and a steady heart. Apatheia is the Stoic art of maintaining inner peace, regardless of external chaos, built not through rigid self-control, but through a flexible, deeply rooted resilience. Think of it as a state of mind where emotions don't pull us in every direction, where we can observe without being overwhelmed. This calm is not an absence of feeling, it's a shift in how we relate to our emotions. Instead of reacting, we learn to respond thoughtfully. The more we practice this, the stronger our mental equanimity grows, leading us to a state of peace that is not dependent on circumstances. The heart of achieving apatheia lies in separating what we can control from what we can't. This distinction is not only freeing, it reshapes how we engage with life. When we focus our energy on what we have power over, our actions, choices, and attitudes, our minds stop being drained by factors we cannot change. For example, when we encounter a stressful event, apatheia allows us to notice our emotions without letting them dictate our responses. This is a skill that transforms our relationship with life's difficulties. Instead of being pulled into frustration or despair, we can observe challenges from a place of calm understanding. Embracing apatheia doesn't mean suppressing emotions. Rather, it encourages us to see them as passing clouds. Emotions are natural responses to life, and they serve important functions. Anger, sadness, and joy each tell us something valuable. But achieving inner calm means learning to process these emotions without being overwhelmed by them. When anger arises, for instance, apatheia helps us pause, observe it, and ask ourselves why we feel this way. This process doesn't reject emotion. It simply allows us to experience it in a way that's manageable and even insightful. The practice of apatheia also encourages us to let go of attachment to specific outcomes. Life is full of uncertainties, and while it's natural to wish for things to go a certain way, this desire can often lead to disappointment and stress. Stoic calm teaches us to do our best without becoming overly invested in results. When we approach our goals with a flexible mindset, we free ourselves from the pressure of achieving specific outcomes. If things turn out differently than expected, apatheia helps us adapt with grace, finding peace in knowing we gave our best effort without letting success or failure define us. Cultivating apatheia also involves building a habit of self-reflection. In a world focused on external achievements, we often overlook the importance of looking within. Reflecting on our thoughts and actions helps us see patterns in our responses, allowing us to understand ourselves better. Through self-reflection, we can identify areas where we react impulsively or attach too strongly to outcomes. This insight guides us toward a more balanced, composed way of engaging with life. Each time we practice self-reflection, we grow closer to a state of equanimity, where our inner calm becomes a natural part of who we are. To support apatheia, it's helpful to develop a compassionate inner dialogue. Many of us are harsh with ourselves when we make mistakes or feel negative emotions, but this self-criticism often leads to more mental turmoil. Apatheia encourages a gentler approach, where we view ourselves with the same understanding we might offer a friend. When a challenging emotion surfaces, we can acknowledge it without judgment. This compassionate self-talk creates a mental space where emotions can come and go without disturbing our peace. It's a way of nurturing ourselves, fostering resilience instead of adding stress. Another aspect of achieving inner calm is embracing impermanence. Life is constantly changing, and so are we. When we accept that everything is in flux, we develop a calm that isn't shaken by life's natural ebb and flow. Apatheia reminds us that clinging to what we can't hold on to leads to unnecessary stress. Whether it's relationships, possessions, or even our own emotions, learning to release our grip helps us remain steady. This acceptance doesn't mean we don't value or cherish things. It means we recognize that life's beauty often lies in its impermanence. By honoring this truth, we cultivate a peace that is deep and enduring. In our pursuit of apatheia, cultivating a sense of gratitude plays an essential role. When we focus on the good around us, it becomes easier to remain calm, even during tough times. Gratitude shifts our attention from what we lack to what we have, grounding us in a sense of contentment. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. Rather, it means balancing them with an appreciation for life's blessings. When we practice gratitude consistently, our minds develop resilience against negativity, allowing us to remain calm and open-hearted no matter what life brings. Maintaining a calm state also benefits from adopting a balanced lifestyle. Physical well-being influences mental well-being, and when we care for our bodies, we support our ability to stay centered. Practices like regular exercise, nutritious eating, and adequate rest provide a foundation for emotional stability. Physical health creates a sense of vitality that strengthens our ability to handle stress. When our bodies are strong and nourished, we feel more equipped to face challenges with composure. Stoicism views health as a valuable asset, one that directly contributes to mental peace. Creating a daily routine that includes mindfulness exercises strengthens apatheia. Mindfulness allows us to practice being present with our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This helps us become aware of the stories we tell ourselves and the automatic reactions that arise. Through mindfulness, we can observe these responses and choose a calmer path. Practicing mindfulness doesn't have to be complicated. Simple actions like taking a few deep breaths, observing our surroundings, or engaging fully in a task can bring us back to a state of calm. Over time, these practices become second nature, enhancing our mental equanimity. Another key to achieving apatheia is learning to accept setbacks with grace. Life rarely unfolds according to plan, and setbacks are a natural part of any journey. Rather than resisting these moments, apatheia teaches us to view them as opportunities for growth. When we meet setbacks with patience, we reduce the mental strain that often accompanies disappointment. This doesn't mean we stop striving. It means we approach our efforts with flexibility, recognizing that growth often comes through challenges. Each time we navigate a setback with composure, we strengthen our ability to remain calm and resilient. Practicing apatheia also involves refining our responses to criticism. Feedback can be helpful, but it's easy to become defensive or take things personally. When we develop inner calm, we learn to evaluate criticism objectively, seeing it as information rather than as a personal attack. This approach allows us to take what's useful and let go of what isn't, preserving our peace without compromising our growth. Apatheia teaches us to view ourselves through our own eyes rather than relying on others' opinions for validation. This inner steadiness is a powerful source of freedom. To nurture this state of equanimity, it's essential to be mindful of the influences we allow into our lives. The people we surround ourselves with and the environments we inhabit can either support or disrupt our peace. Apatheia encourages us to seek out positive influences, people who bring out the best in us, and environments that support our growth. By choosing surroundings that reflect our values, we create a mental space conducive to calm and clarity. This selective exposure doesn't mean avoiding all challenges. It means prioritizing relationships and spaces that align with our path to inner peace. Achieving inner calm through apatheia involves a sense of trust in oneself and in life. Life is unpredictable, and while we can't control every outcome, we can trust that we have the resources within to navigate whatever comes our way. This trust forms a foundation for mental equanimity, allowing us to approach life with confidence. Rather than fearing the unknown, we can embrace it as part of the journey. Trusting ourselves and accepting life's uncertainties grants us a peace that is independent of external factors, a calm that remains intact through all of life's twists and turns. As we deepen our journey into cultivating inner calm, we arrive at a practice that might feel refreshingly simple yet profoundly impactful: mindful attention. In Stoic philosophy, there is a concept called prosh, a mindful awareness that encourages us to be present with each moment as it unfolds. This practice of paying close attention to what is happening around us and within us can help reduce the swirl of unnecessary thoughts that often cloud our minds. With mindful attention, we begin to see that so many of our thoughts are rooted in habit or worry, often concerning events that aren't even happening right now. When we direct our attention with purpose, we uncover a calm clarity that emerges from the simple act of being fully present. Mindful attention isn't about forcing thoughts away. Rather, it's a practice of choosing where to place our focus. By paying close attention to what truly matters, we start to release the mental clutter that comes from unnecessary worries, imagined fears, or distractions that have no bearing on our present reality. This approach to focus allows us to break free from patterns of overthinking, guiding us towards a mind that is steady, clear, and refreshingly quiet. One of the first steps in practicing mindful attention is to develop an awareness of when our minds wander. We may notice that thoughts drift to past mistakes, future worries, or trivial concerns. Prosh invites us to gently guide our attention back to the present moment each time we catch the mind drifting. The key here is not to judge ourselves when our attention wanders, but to bring it back with kindness. Each time we redirect our focus, we strengthen our ability to remain present, slowly reducing the number of unnecessary thoughts that can often overwhelm us. Over time, this becomes a habit that reinforces itself, leading to a calmer, more grounded state of mind. As we practice mindful attention, it's essential to remember that the present moment is where life actually happens. Many of our thoughts are either tied to memories of the past or concerns about the future, pulling us away from experiencing life fully. Prosh teaches us to let go of these distractions and fully engage with whatever we are doing, whether it's a simple task like drinking a glass of water or a complex problem at work. When we focus solely on the present, we're not haunted by past regrets or future anxieties. We're free to engage fully with the richness of now. This shift in focus can transform how we experience even the most ordinary activities. By paying mindful attention, a simple walk outside can become an opportunity to connect with our surroundings, noticing the sounds, colors, and textures that are often overlooked. When we bring this level of presence to our daily routines, the mind becomes less cluttered. Instead of rushing through tasks on autopilot, we engage fully, finding a sense of satisfaction and peace in even the simplest actions. This approach helps us step out of the mental noise and into a calmer, more intentional way of living. Practicing mindful attention also helps us become more attuned to our inner world. Often, thoughts arise from unnoticed emotions or tensions within us. By paying attention, we start to see patterns in our thoughts, noticing triggers that tend to pull us away from the present. For example, we might observe that certain worries arise whenever we feel tired or stressed. With mindful attention, we become aware of these patterns, allowing us to address the root causes rather than getting caught up in unnecessary thoughts. This awareness helps us develop a more peaceful mind, one that isn't constantly pulled by unexamined emotions. Mindful attention also encourages us to become more conscious of how we respond to external stimuli. In a world filled with information, it's easy to become distracted by every notification or news alert. Prosh invites us to choose what we engage with, rather than allowing external stimuli to dictate our thoughts. By selectively choosing what we focus on, we prevent the mind from being overloaded with information that doesn't serve our well-being. This selective attention helps us cultivate a sense of mental clarity as we learn to direct our focus toward what truly matters. When we consistently practice mindful attention, we also begin to see a shift in how we approach relationships. Rather than being preoccupied with our own thoughts, we become more present with others, listening attentively without interrupting or planning our responses. This type of presence strengthens our connections, fostering deeper understanding and empathy. Prosh reminds us that when we're fully present with others, we can respond more thoughtfully, free from assumptions or judgments. This presence not only brings peace to our own minds, but also creates an environment of respect and openness that nurtures relationships. Practicing mindful attention also enhances our ability to observe our thoughts without reacting impulsively. Often, when faced with a stressful situation, our minds jump to conclusions or habitual reactions. By training ourselves to observe our thoughts with mindful attention, we create a mental pause, a moment where we can assess our thoughts before responding. This practice allows us to respond more calmly and wisely, rather than being swept away by knee-jerk reactions. Over time, this ability to pause and choose our responses becomes a source of strength, as we learn to navigate challenges with greater clarity and composure. A core part of mindful attention is also noticing the physical sensations that accompany our thoughts. When stress arises, for example, it often shows up as tension in the body, a tightness in the shoulders, or a shallow breath. By paying attention to these physical cues, we gain insight into how thoughts and emotions impact us on a physical level. This awareness enables us to release tension as soon as it arises, preventing it from accumulating and affecting our mental state. Over time, this practice fosters a deeper sense of relaxation as we learn to let go of stress before it takes hold. In practicing mindful attention, it's helpful to adopt an attitude of openness. Rather than categorizing thoughts as good or bad, we can observe them with curiosity, noticing their patterns without attachment. This openness helps us avoid the mental stress that comes from judging ourselves or our thoughts. Instead, we cultivate a kind of inner freedom, where thoughts are seen as passing events rather than definitive truths. This perspective shifts our relationship with our thoughts, allowing us to experience them without being defined or controlled by them. An essential aspect of mindful attention is also setting aside time for dedicated practice. Whether it's through meditation, mindful breathing, or simply spending a few minutes in silence, creating intentional moments of stillness strengthens our ability to maintain focus throughout the day. These practices act as anchors, helping us return to a state of calm whenever we feel pulled by distractions. By dedicating time to mindful attention, we nurture a mental clarity that stays with us, supporting us in maintaining focus even in the midst of daily demands. Incorporating mindful attention into our routines also helps us make choices that align with our values. Often, our decisions are influenced by fleeting emotions or external pressures. By practicing mindful attention, we learn to assess our choices with greater clarity, free from impulsive influences. This clarity allows us to make decisions that reflect our true intentions, leading to a life that feels more authentic and fulfilling. Each choice made with mindful attention reinforces our sense of inner calm, as we become confident in our ability to navigate life with purpose. Lastly, practicing mindful attention brings a sense of inner freedom. When we let go of unnecessary thoughts, we create space for clarity and creativity to flourish. This freedom isn't about escaping responsibilities. It's about finding a mental spaciousness that allows us to engage with life more fully. Prosh helps us reclaim this freedom, teaching us that true peace comes not from avoiding life, but from being present with it. As we cultivate this mindful attention, we discover a steady calm within, a source of strength and joy that enhances every moment. Through the practice of mindful attention, we move toward a life that is less burdened by needless thoughts and more connected to what truly matters. Prosh guides us to a state of mental clarity where each thought, choice, and action is purposeful. With each moment of mindful attention, we build a life grounded in peace, resilience, and joy, free from the weight of unnecessary mental clutter. Building on the power of mindful attention, we now turn to a practice that holds transformative potential, using positive affirmations to counteract negativity and calm overthinking. This approach goes beyond simply repeating phrases. It's about creating a foundation of inner strength and resilience, a mental environment where positive, empowering thoughts gradually replace self-doubt and worry. Positive affirmations are like seeds planted in the mind, each one helping to shift our focus toward thoughts that encourage growth, calm, and clarity. When we actively practice affirmations, we challenge and reframe the negative thoughts that tend to dominate our minds. These thoughts often feel automatic, appearing in moments of stress, disappointment, or fear. With affirmations, we introduce thoughts that reinforce our self-worth, reminding us of our abilities and resilience. Rather than passively accepting the patterns of negativity, we take a more active role in shaping our mindset, transforming how we view ourselves and the challenges around us. Affirmations help us create a mental habit of positivity, allowing us to approach life with a steadier, more optimistic outlook. To effectively use affirmations, it's important to make them personal and meaningful. An affirmation is most impactful when it resonates with our own experiences and challenges. For example, if we often struggle with self-doubt, an affirmation like, "I am capable and prepared to face whatever comes my way," can serve as a powerful reminder. This personalized approach ensures that our affirmations align with our specific needs, making them relevant and inspiring. When affirmations address our unique experiences, they help us confront negative thoughts directly, replacing them with beliefs that foster confidence and peace. Consistent practice is essential in reaping the full benefits of affirmations. Just as negativity takes time to build, cultivating a positive mindset requires regular reinforcement. By repeating affirmations daily, we establish a routine that gradually reprograms our thinking. This consistency helps us integrate affirmations into our natural thought patterns so that positivity becomes a familiar and automatic response. Over time, affirmations become internalized, shaping how we respond to life's ups and downs. Through repetition, our minds start to shift away from self-doubt, embracing a perspective rooted in strength and optimism. The way we phrase our affirmations is also important. Affirmations are most powerful when framed in the present tense, as if the positive qualities or outcomes are already true. For instance, rather than saying, "I will be calm," a more effective affirmation would be, "I am calm." This present tense language allows us to experience the affirmation as a current reality, encouraging us to embody the qualities we desire. By stating affirmations in the present, we signal to ourselves that these strengths are already within us, fostering a mindset of self-belief and confidence. In addition to shaping our self-perception, affirmations also serve as a buffer against overthinking. Negative thoughts often spiral when left unchecked, leading to cycles of worry that are difficult to break. Affirmations provide a way to disrupt this cycle, offering an alternative focus when overthinking begins. By redirecting our attention to positive statements, we create a mental space where negativity has less influence. This shift doesn't eliminate challenges, but it gives us a way to approach them from a place of calm rather than fear, freeing our minds from the endless loops of worry. Affirmations are particularly effective when we link them to our values and goals. By aligning affirmations with what matters most to us, we create a sense of purpose that reinforces our commitment to positive thinking. For example, if we value kindness, an affirmation like, "I bring kindness to every interaction," not only shapes our mindset, but also guides our actions. This alignment between thought and action strengthens the impact of affirmations, grounding them in the values that give our lives meaning. When affirmations reflect our deeper purpose, they serve as daily reminders of who we are and who we aspire to be. Practicing affirmations can also increase our resilience to criticism. Negative feedback, whether from others or from our own inner critic, often feeds self-doubt. Affirmations help us counteract these doubts by reinforcing our worth and abilities. When faced with criticism, an affirmation like, "I am constantly growing and learning," reminds us that challenges are part of the journey rather than a reflection of our value. By regularly affirming our strengths, we build an inner resilience that allows us to receive feedback without letting it define us. This inner confidence becomes a source of stability, helping us stay grounded in self-acceptance. Using affirmations also encourages us to approach setbacks with a growth mindset. Challenges are inevitable, but affirmations help us see them as opportunities rather than obstacles. When faced with a difficulty, affirmations like, "Every experience helps me grow," can transform our perspective, reducing the tendency to view setbacks as failures. This mindset shift allows us to stay engaged and motivated, finding lessons even in adversity. As we integrate this growth-oriented perspective, affirmations empower us to move through life with a sense of purpose, less affected by the fear of mistakes. The physical practice of saying affirmations out loud can also enhance their impact. Speaking affirmations reinforces them, creating a stronger mental association. The act of voicing these positive statements gives them weight, making them feel more real and tangible. Saying affirmations with conviction allows us to connect with the words on a deeper level, anchoring them in our consciousness. This spoken practice reinforces our commitment to positive thinking, making the affirmations feel like genuine beliefs rather than wishful thoughts. Visualization can further amplify the effects of affirmations. By pairing affirmations with mental images, we create a more vivid, emotionally charged experience. For example, if our affirmation is, "I am resilient," visualizing ourselves handling a challenge calmly and confidently helps reinforce the statement. Visualization strengthens the affirmation, embedding it in our minds as a real possibility. This mental imagery not only supports the affirmation, but also boosts our confidence in our ability to embody it. When we regularly pair affirmations with visualization, we train our minds to see ourselves as capable and empowered. Another key to effective affirmation practice is flexibility. Life is dynamic, and as we grow, our needs and challenges evolve. It's important to adjust affirmations over time, ensuring they remain relevant to our current experiences. This flexibility allows us to address new challenges as they arise, using affirmations to support each phase of growth. By adapting affirmations, we keep them meaningful, making them a living part of our personal development. This adaptability ensures that affirmations remain a source of strength and guidance, tailored to our unique journey. Positive affirmations also nurture self-compassion. Often, we're kinder to others than we are to ourselves, criticizing ourselves for perceived shortcomings. Affirmations like, "I am deserving of kindness and compassion," remind us to extend the same understanding to ourselves that we offer to others. This practice of self-compassion softens the inner dialogue, replacing harsh self-criticism with acceptance. Over time, affirmations help us build a mindset of kindness toward ourselves, reducing the negative self-talk that fuels overthinking and self-doubt. The simplicity of affirmations also makes them accessible in any situation. Whether we're preparing for a challenging day, dealing with stress, or reflecting in the evening, affirmations can be practiced anytime, anywhere. This versatility allows us to integrate positive thinking into daily life, using affirmations as a steady source of support. In moments of doubt, a simple affirmation can act as a mental anchor, grounding us in positivity. This accessibility makes affirmations a practical tool for managing thoughts, creating a consistent sense of calm and focus. Affirmations also influence our interactions with others. When we affirm our own worth, we develop a stronger sense of empathy and patience in our relationships. Positive affirmations like "I approach others with respect and understanding" not only enhance our mindset, but also shape our actions. This positive foundation helps us build connections rooted in trust and kindness, creating a supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. Affirmations transform not just our inner world, but also our relationships, fostering a sense of peace and understanding in all aspects of life. Through regular affirmation practice, we cultivate a mental environment that is less susceptible to negativity. This foundation of positive thinking creates a mental buffer, protecting us from the stress and doubt that can lead to overthinking. Affirmations become a part of our daily routine, helping us navigate life with a calm, optimistic outlook. By consistently choosing thoughts that uplift us, we build a habit of positivity that naturally reduces the mental weight of worry and negativity. As we embrace affirmations, we learn that true peace of mind comes not from avoiding challenges, but from cultivating a mindset that sees beyond them. With each affirmation, we strengthen our inner resilience, creating a calm that isn't easily shaken. This inner calm becomes a guiding force, a steady presence that empowers us to face life with clarity, courage, and unwavering belief in our own worth. Through affirmations, we find a pathway to mental peace, transforming our thoughts and our lives in ways that are lasting and profound. Having explored the transformative power of affirmations in building inner resilience, we now turn to a practice that complements this inner work, simplifying life by removing the unnecessary. Our minds, like our environments, can become overwhelmed when crowded with too much. In a world where more is often seen as better, we may feel driven to accumulate tasks, possessions, obligations, all of which add layers of complexity to our lives. But the more we hold on to, the more our mental space fills with distractions that hinder clarity. Simplifying is a choice to prioritize what truly matters, creating a sense of peace and focus that emerges from living with less, not more. In seeking a clear mind, the first step to simplicity is to evaluate our physical environment. When our spaces are cluttered, our minds tend to mirror that clutter, making it difficult to focus or relax. By intentionally removing unnecessary items, we create a space that feels open and calming. This doesn't mean getting rid of everything. It's about choosing what we value and letting go of what no longer serves us. Each item we release is a step toward mental clarity, as our surroundings start to reflect the simplicity we wish to cultivate within. As we declutter our environment, we also experience a shift in how we relate to material possessions. Often, we hold on to items out of habit or attachment, even when they no longer bring us joy or serve a purpose. By practicing detachment, we learn to release these things without feeling a sense of loss. This detachment isn't about denying ourselves. It's about choosing freedom over accumulation. When we own fewer things, our possessions stop owning us, and we begin to feel a sense of lightness that comes from letting go of the excess. In addition to physical decluttering, simplifying life also involves evaluating how we spend our time. We often fill our schedules with obligations that may not align with our true priorities, creating stress and a sense of mental overload. By taking a closer look at our commitments, we can identify activities that no longer add value to our lives. This doesn't mean neglecting responsibilities. It means choosing to engage in activities that reflect our values and bring us fulfillment. As we let go of unnecessary commitments, we create space for what genuinely enriches us, leading to a life that feels more intentional and balanced. Simplifying our routines is another powerful way to reduce mental clutter. Many of us have daily habits that don't serve a real purpose but have become ingrained over time. By refining our routines, we can focus on what truly supports our well-being. This might involve creating a morning ritual that sets a calm tone for the day, or establishing an evening routine that helps us unwind. Simplifying our routines allows us to move through the day with greater ease, reducing the mental effort of constantly switching tasks. Over time, these small changes build a rhythm that supports a clear, focused mind. Another key aspect of simplifying life is being selective with the information we consume. We live in an age of constant information, where it's easy to feel overwhelmed by news, social media, and other sources of content. Simplifying our information intake means choosing quality over quantity, focusing on sources that enrich us rather than drain us. This selective approach helps us avoid the mental clutter that comes from processing too much information, allowing us to engage more deeply with what truly matters. By limiting our information consumption, we give our minds a chance to rest, fostering a sense of calm and clarity. Our relationships also play a significant role in the simplicity or complexity of our lives. Not every relationship is meant to last forever, and some connections may create more stress than support. By focusing on relationships that bring joy, understanding, and growth, we simplify our social lives. This doesn't mean cutting ties abruptly, but rather choosing to invest our time and energy in connections that align with our values. Nurturing meaningful relationships while releasing those that drain us creates a social environment that uplifts rather than complicates our lives, contributing to a clear and peaceful mind. Simplifying our approach to decision-making is another powerful way to foster clarity. Often, we get stuck in cycles of overthinking, weighing every possible outcome, which can lead to mental fatigue. By setting clear priorities and trusting our instincts, we reduce the burden of excessive deliberation. This approach to decision-making allows us to act with confidence, knowing that we're making choices based on what feels right for us. Simplifying our decisions doesn't mean ignoring important details. It means focusing on what aligns with our goals and values, freeing us from the stress of endless options. In the journey to a simpler life, it's also helpful to cultivate gratitude. When we appreciate what we have, we're less inclined to seek more. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already possess, reducing the desire for constant accumulation. By recognizing the value in simplicity, we find contentment in less, seeing abundance in what might otherwise seem minimal. This perspective frees us from the need to acquire more, allowing us to experience peace in the present moment without the distraction of wanting. Gratitude becomes a guiding principle, grounding us in a sense of fulfillment that transcends material possessions. As we simplify, it's natural to become more mindful of our energy levels. Every task, interaction, and decision requires energy, and when we spread ourselves too thin, we risk burnout. By choosing where to invest our energy, we create a life that feels sustainable rather than exhausting. This intentional use of energy helps us maintain mental clarity, as we're no longer depleted by activities or obligations that don't serve our well-being. Instead, we channel our energy into areas that nourish us, fostering a balanced, purposeful way of living. Simplifying also means accepting imperfection. In a culture that often celebrates achievement and productivity, we may feel pressure to constantly strive for more. However, embracing simplicity teaches us that it's okay to let go of perfectionism, to do enough rather than everything. This acceptance doesn't mean lowering standards. It means finding peace in the present, recognizing that our worth isn't tied to how much we accomplish. By releasing the need for perfection, we free ourselves from stress, allowing us to focus on what truly matters without the weight of unrealistic expectations. Another important aspect of simplicity is letting go of the need for validation. Often, we complicate our lives by seeking approval from others, shaping our actions based on external opinions. Simplifying involves grounding ourselves in self-acceptance, valuing our own judgment over the approval of others. This self-reliance strengthens our confidence, helping us to live authentically rather than in response to others' expectations. As we free ourselves from the need for validation, we create a mental clarity that fosters independence, allowing us to move through life with ease and confidence. Simplifying also extends to our inner dialogue. Many of us carry self-critical thoughts that add unnecessary mental clutter. By choosing kindness in our self-talk, we create a mental environment that supports peace rather than judgment. This shift doesn't involve ignoring mistakes. It's about viewing ourselves with compassion, allowing room for growth without harsh criticism. When our inner dialogue reflects kindness, we reduce the mental burden of self-judgment, creating a space where clarity and self-respect can flourish. This compassionate approach nurtures a clear mind, one free from the weight of self-doubt. In the process of simplifying, it's helpful to practice patience. Simplifying life is not a quick fix. It's a gradual journey that involves small, consistent changes. By approaching this process with patience, we allow each step to unfold naturally, reducing the pressure to make sweeping changes all at once. Patience allows us to appreciate the progress we're making, no matter how small, fostering a sense of satisfaction in the journey itself. This steady approach helps us build a life of simplicity that feels natural and sustainable, creating a calm that grows deeper over time. Simplifying life is also an act of self-respect. When we choose simplicity, we acknowledge our own needs, giving ourselves permission to release what doesn't serve us. This respect for ourselves enhances our sense of worth, reminding us that we deserve a life of peace and clarity. As we cultivate this respect, we become more attuned to what truly matters, creating boundaries that protect our mental well-being. This self-respect becomes a foundation for clarity, allowing us to live with purpose and intention rather than in response to external pressures. Ultimately, simplifying is a choice to live in alignment with our values. By focusing on what truly matters, we build a life that feels meaningful and clear. Each step toward simplicity strengthens our ability to live fully in the present, free from distractions. This clarity is not a fleeting feeling, it's a steady presence that grows as we release the excess. Through simplicity, we find a deeper sense of joy, contentment, and peace, a life where each moment is embraced with a mind that is open and clear. Having explored the transformative effect of simplifying life and removing excess, we turn to a new frontier in clearing mental space, limiting information consumption. In today's digital age, information surrounds us constantly, flowing in from every direction: news, social media, notifications, endless articles. It's easy to feel like we're drowning in a sea of content, but all this information, while accessible, comes at a cost. Our minds, built to process life moment by moment, now face an overload that creates mental clutter, stress, and even anxiety. By choosing to limit the information we consume, we can create a space where clarity, focus, and peace can thrive. One of the first steps in managing information overload is to become aware of how much content we're consuming and the effect it has on our mental state. Many of us check news feeds or social media instinctively, often without even realizing how frequently we do it. These constant check-ins fragment our attention, leaving our minds jumping from one topic to another. By becoming mindful of these habits, we start to see the impact of this constant input. Awareness allows us to regain control, deciding when and how to engage with information rather than passively receiving it. Setting boundaries around information intake is essential for mental clarity. This might mean choosing specific times each day to check the news or deciding on certain hours to look at social media. These boundaries act as mental filters, creating periods of uninterrupted time where our focus isn't pulled by every alert or notification. With these boundaries in place, we begin to feel a sense of spaciousness in our minds, a freedom from the need to constantly be in the know. These moments of digital quiet are an antidote to the stress that information overload creates, allowing us to return to tasks or relationships with a refreshed focus. Another effective way to reduce information clutter is to curate our sources carefully. Not all information is equally valuable or necessary. By choosing reliable, high-quality sources, we can limit exposure to sensational or trivial content. Curating information allows us to focus on content that enriches us or aligns with our values, helping us engage more deeply without becoming overwhelmed. When we're selective about our sources, we cut through the noise, creating a mental environment where information is purposeful rather than distracting. Reducing information intake also means practicing digital minimalism. Many apps and websites are designed to keep us scrolling, leading to a sense of addiction that feeds into mental clutter. Digital minimalism encourages us to remove apps or subscriptions that don't contribute to our well-being, leaving only the ones that serve a real purpose. This approach helps us reclaim our time and attention, allowing us to engage with technology in a way that enhances our lives rather than overwhelming us. Digital minimalism creates a focused environment where technology supports our goals rather than detracting from them. As we limit our information consumption, we may also notice an improvement in our ability to focus. Information overload often results in scattered thoughts as our minds attempt to process multiple streams of data at once. By reducing the volume of information, we give our minds the space to concentrate on one thing at a time. This singular focus allows us to engage more deeply with tasks, reducing the mental fatigue that comes from constant multitasking. With fewer distractions, our minds can work more efficiently, fostering a sense of accomplishment and clarity. In limiting information intake, we also protect ourselves from emotional exhaustion. Constant exposure to news or social media can lead to feelings of stress, frustration, or even despair, particularly when the information is negative or sensationalized. By choosing when and how to engage with this content, we guard our emotional well-being, reducing the impact of negativity. This doesn't mean ignoring important issues. It means approaching them on our terms, allowing us to engage without being overwhelmed. This emotional boundary gives us the strength to face challenges calmly without the weight of unnecessary stress. Limiting information consumption also enhances our relationships. When we're constantly checking our phones or distracted by notifications, it's difficult to be fully present with those around us. By reducing information intake, we become more available to our loved ones, able to listen without the urge to check a screen. This presence fosters deeper connections, allowing us to engage meaningfully with others. With fewer distractions, our relationships become richer, creating a sense of closeness and trust that is often missing in a hyper-connected world. As we limit our information intake, we also develop a greater appreciation for silence. In a world where noise is constant, silence becomes a rare and valuable experience. When we step away from digital noise, we open ourselves to moments of quiet reflection, a space where our minds can rest. This silence isn't empty, it's filled with a sense of calm and clarity that allows us to connect with ourselves. In these moments, we often gain insights or clarity that can be hard to find in the midst of information overload. Silence becomes a source of mental renewal, a place where we can recharge and reconnect. A mindful approach to information intake also helps us avoid the trap of comparison. Social media often presents a curated version of others' lives, leading us to compare ourselves unfavorably. By limiting our exposure to these platforms, we reduce the tendency to compare, focusing instead on our own lives and achievements. This shift helps us develop a more grounded sense of self-worth, free from the external pressures to measure up. When we're not constantly comparing, we feel more content with where we are, creating a mindset of peace and gratitude. Another benefit of managing information consumption is improved sleep quality. The light from screens and the stimulating nature of digital content can interfere with our ability to wind down, leading to restless nights. By setting a digital curfew, a time in the evening when we disconnect from screens, we create a routine that supports restful sleep. This practice not only enhances physical well-being, but also improves mental clarity, as our minds are better able to recharge. A good night's sleep creates a foundation for a focused, calm mind, setting us up for a productive and peaceful day. Limiting information consumption also encourages us to reconnect with nature. Time spent outdoors, away from screens, provides a much-needed mental break. Nature has a calming effect, helping to reduce stress and improve mood. By stepping outside and engaging with our natural surroundings, we create a balance that counters the effects of digital overload. Nature becomes a space of simplicity and peace, a place where our minds can rest from the demands of constant information. These moments in nature ground us, reminding us of the value of presence and the beauty of slowing down. Developing a mindful relationship with information also allows us to cultivate patience. The digital world often operates at a rapid pace, encouraging instant responses and immediate gratification. By limiting our engagement with this pace, we begin to value patience, realizing that not everything requires a quick reaction. This patience helps us approach challenges calmly, without the urgency that often leads to stress. By embracing a slower pace, we create a mindset that is less reactive and more thoughtful, fostering a sense of calm that sustains us in a fast-paced world. As we limit information, we also gain a renewed sense of creativity. When our minds aren't occupied by constant input, we open up space for original thought. This mental space allows ideas to surface, sparking creativity and problem-solving. Without the clutter of excessive information, we become more attuned to our own ideas and perspectives. This creative freedom is a refreshing contrast to the passive consumption of content, allowing us to engage with life in a more active, imaginative way. With a clear mind, we're better able to express ourselves and explore new possibilities. Limiting information also deepens our sense of gratitude. When we're not distracted by endless content, we become more aware of the richness of our own lives. This gratitude shifts our focus from what we might be missing to what we already have, fostering a mindset of contentment. By appreciating our lives as they are, we reduce the mental clutter that comes from constantly seeking more. Gratitude creates a sense of abundance, reminding us that peace and happiness are already present within us, waiting to be recognized. In taking control of our information intake, we cultivate self-discipline. Setting boundaries around digital use requires intention and commitment, reinforcing our ability to make choices that support our well-being. This self-discipline empowers us to prioritize what matters most, creating a life that feels purposeful and aligned. As we practice this discipline, we build confidence in our ability to shape our experiences, fostering a sense of autonomy that enhances our mental clarity. By choosing what we consume, we affirm our commitment to a balanced, fulfilling life. Ultimately, limiting information consumption is a path to mental freedom. By reducing the noise, we create a space where clarity, presence, and peace can flourish. This freedom allows us to engage with life more fully, unburdened by the constant pull of distractions. In this space of mental calm, we discover a renewed sense of purpose, a life where each moment is embraced with awareness and joy. Limiting information isn't about cutting ourselves off. It's about choosing to live with intention, creating a mind that is open, clear, and at peace. As we explore ways to cultivate a clear, focused mind, we arrive at a foundational element: the role of regular exercise in fostering mental clarity and reducing stress. Beyond physical fitness, exercise profoundly impacts our minds, acting as a powerful tool to relieve mental tension and promote resilience. Exercise is more than movement. It's a way to strengthen the mind-body connection, releasing built-up stress, calming racing thoughts, and creating a lasting sense of inner peace. Each movement becomes a path to greater clarity, reminding us that the mind and body are deeply connected. One of the most immediate benefits of exercise is the release of endorphins, natural chemicals that boost our mood, relieving stress and creating a sense of calm. These endorphins create what is often called the exercise high, a natural feeling of joy and relaxation that follows physical activity. This mood boost is especially powerful on challenging days, providing relief from anxiety and worry. As endorphins elevate our mood, they also help us approach life with a positive outlook, offering a natural counter to stress and enhancing our ability to handle life's pressures. Exercise also improves blood flow to the brain, which increases oxygen and nutrient delivery, supporting cognitive functions like memory, focus, and decision-making. When our brains are well nourished, we can think more clearly and respond more effectively to complex tasks. This mental sharpness brings a sense of empowerment as we're able to engage with work, relationships, and challenges with heightened clarity. Over time, regular exercise builds this cognitive resilience, making us more adaptable in our thinking and quicker to find solutions. Engaging in physical activity can also help break the cycle of overthinking. When we're focused on movement, whether running, lifting, or practicing yoga, our minds shift from anxious thoughts to the present. This shift helps calm mental chatter, giving us a break from the repetitive, sometimes negative thoughts that can cloud our clarity. With each session of exercise, we create a mental pause, allowing our minds to rest. This mental break offers a renewed perspective, one that often leads to creative insights or solutions that seemed elusive before. Exercise also provides a structured way to release tension stored in the body. Stress often accumulates as physical tension, showing up as tight muscles, shallow breathing, or a clenched jaw. Physical activity helps release these stored tensions, allowing our bodies to return to a state of relaxation. This release of physical stress translates to mental relief as the body and mind work in tandem. When our bodies feel lighter and more relaxed, our minds naturally follow, leading to a sense of mental spaciousness that supports focus and clarity. Regular physical activity also improves sleep quality, which is essential for mental clarity and emotional stability. During exercise, the body temperature rises, and afterward, as it cools down, we experience a natural readiness for sleep. This restful sleep not only restores the body, but also rejuvenates the mind, allowing for better concentration, decision-making, and resilience the following day. With better sleep, we wake up feeling refreshed and ready to face the day's challenges with a clear mind. This consistent cycle of exercise and quality rest builds a foundation for mental clarity, as each night's sleep deepens the calm created during the day. A commitment to exercise also reinforces discipline and self-trust. Sticking to a routine, even on days when motivation wanes, strengthens our ability to follow through on goals. This discipline is a form of mental training, teaching us to prioritize our well-being and honor our commitments to ourselves. Each completed workout becomes a testament to our resilience, reminding us of our capacity to make choices that support our health. This sense of self-trust creates mental stability, as we know that we are capable of making decisions that benefit our minds and bodies. Exercise also encourages mindfulness, as physical activity requires us to pay attention to our bodies and movements. This mindful focus creates a grounding effect, anchoring us in the present moment. In activities like yoga, tai chi, or even swimming, the repetitive motions invite a meditative state, helping us tune into our bodies and calm our minds. This focus on the body in motion brings a sense of inner calm, a balance that counters the hectic pace of daily life. Through this mindful movement, we develop a habit of presence, learning to stay centered amidst external demands. Social exercise, like group sports or fitness classes, also provides mental benefits through community support. Engaging in physical activities with others offers social interaction, which can boost mood and reduce feelings of isolation. This sense of connection reminds us that we're part of a larger community, providing support and encouragement. The shared experience of working toward fitness goals fosters a sense of camaraderie, lifting our spirits and enhancing our mental resilience. This community aspect of exercise creates a positive cycle where mutual motivation makes it easier to maintain regular activity, which in turn strengthens mental clarity. As we engage in regular physical activity, we also experience a boost in self-confidence. Physical achievements, whether running a bit farther, lifting slightly more weight, or improving balance, translate into a belief in our own strength and ability. This confidence extends beyond the gym or sports field, empowering us to face challenges in other areas of life. Each small physical victory reminds us of our resilience, reinforcing a mindset of growth and capability. This growing confidence in our bodies brings a matching confidence in our minds, creating a cycle where physical strength supports mental resilience. Another benefit of exercise is its impact on our immune system, which indirectly supports mental well-being. Regular physical activity strengthens immunity, reducing the likelihood of illness. When we're physically healthy, our minds are free from the additional stress and worry that often accompany illness. A strong immune system allows us to engage with life more fully, without the mental distractions of physical ailments. This holistic sense of health, where mind and body support one another, creates a stable foundation for mental clarity and emotional balance. Exercise can also serve as a healthy outlet for emotions. Physical activity provides a safe, constructive way to process and release feelings of anger, frustration, or sadness. For instance, a challenging workout can act as a form of catharsis, helping us let go of pent-up emotions. This release of emotional energy prevents these feelings from building up, reducing the risk of mental burnout. By channeling emotions through movement, we create space for clarity, allowing us to approach life's challenges with a calm, steady mind. Engaging in regular exercise also helps us build a sense of routine, which brings structure and stability to our days. This routine serves as an anchor, providing a sense of predictability that reduces stress. Knowing that we have dedicated time for physical activity creates a mental framework that supports a balanced lifestyle. This structured time for movement becomes a reliable source of mental renewal, a routine that grounds us even when life feels unpredictable. This rhythm fosters a steady mind as we learn to rely on our routines as a source of calm. Through exercise, we also cultivate resilience. Physical challenges, whether lifting a heavy weight or pushing through a long run, teach us to persevere. Each moment of effort trains our minds to withstand discomfort, developing an inner toughness that extends beyond the physical. This resilience helps us handle life's stresses with grace, as we've already practiced facing challenges in our workouts. The lessons of resilience learned through exercise carry over into daily life, equipping us with the mental strength to face difficulties without feeling overwhelmed. Exercise also sharpens our awareness of progress. In the world of fitness, growth is often gradual, a bit more strength, slightly improved endurance, better balance. This awareness of incremental progress teaches us patience, reminding us that true growth takes time. As we observe these small achievements, we develop a mindset that appreciates steady improvement rather than instant results. This patience reduces stress as we learn to approach our goals with calm persistence. This perspective of gradual progress becomes a foundation for mental clarity as we focus less on immediate outcomes and more on the journey itself. Additionally, exercise supports mental clarity by reducing levels of cortisol, a stress hormone. When we're stressed, cortisol levels rise, affecting mood, focus, and energy. Physical activity helps regulate this hormone, bringing it back to balanced levels. With lower cortisol, we experience less tension and more mental calm. This hormonal balance contributes to emotional stability, reducing the spikes of stress that can disrupt our clarity. Regular exercise becomes a natural way to manage stress at the biochemical level, helping us maintain a peaceful, focused mind. Through regular exercise, we also become more attuned to the connection between our physical and mental health. We start to see that caring for our bodies isn't separate from caring for our minds. This holistic understanding deepens our commitment to well-being as we recognize that each act of physical movement supports mental balance. This unity between mind and body becomes a source of empowerment, reminding us that we have the tools to foster clarity and calm within ourselves. This sense of control over our well-being is both grounding and liberating, creating a balanced approach to health that sustains us. Incorporating exercise into our lives is more than a commitment to fitness. It's a commitment to a clear, resilient mind. Each movement, each step, each breath taken during exercise serves as a reminder of our inner strength and capacity for calm. Exercise becomes a steady ally in our journey to mental clarity, a practice that supports us in living fully with a mind that is sharp, focused, and at peace. Through this regular practice, we find that the path to clarity often starts with movement, guiding us toward a life of balance and resilience. Following the benefits of regular exercise for mental clarity and resilience, we come to another profound practice that can deepen inner calm and promote mental clarity: daily meditation. Rooted in Stoic principles, meditation becomes a powerful tool for mind detoxification. Unlike physical activity, which engages the body, meditation invites us into stillness, allowing us to connect with our inner world. This practice serves as a cleansing for the mind, a space to process thoughts, release tension, and build a mental environment that is clear, calm, and focused. Meditation becomes a sanctuary, a space free from distractions, where we can cultivate resilience, clarity, and self-awareness. One of the immediate effects of meditation is its ability to quiet the mental noise that accumulates throughout the day. Our minds constantly process information, emotions, and sensory input, which can create a sense of mental clutter. Through meditation, we give our minds a chance to rest, like setting down a heavy load. This release of mental tension allows us to experience moments of profound calm, creating a mental clarity that can be difficult to achieve in the midst of daily life. By meditating regularly, we create a habit of mental spaciousness, a way to clear out the thoughts that no longer serve us. Meditation also encourages us to become aware of our thought patterns. In stillness, we begin to observe the habits of our minds, noticing recurring worries, judgments, or anxieties. This awareness is the first step toward releasing these patterns as we learn to recognize thoughts without being controlled by them. Instead of reacting to every thought, we develop a sense of detachment, viewing thoughts as passing events rather than absolute truths. This shift allows us to approach life with a balanced perspective, free from the automatic reactions that often cloud our clarity. Through meditation, we cultivate the skill of focus. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions abound, maintaining focus can be challenging. Meditation trains us to bring our attention back to a single point, whether it's our breath, a sound, or even a phrase. This practice of returning our focus becomes a mental exercise, one that strengthens our ability to concentrate on what truly matters. As we build this focus, we find that our minds become less susceptible to distractions, allowing us to engage with tasks and challenges with greater clarity and presence. Another benefit of meditation is its effect on emotional balance. Life is filled with ups and downs, and without a steady mind, emotions can easily become overwhelming. Meditation teaches us to sit with our feelings without being swept away by them. By observing emotions with a sense of calm curiosity, we learn to process them without judgment, allowing them to pass naturally. This practice fosters emotional resilience, a state where we can experience life fully without becoming overwhelmed. As our emotional balance strengthens, we build a foundation for mental peace, as we're no longer controlled by shifting moods. Daily meditation also enhances our awareness of the present moment. So often, we find ourselves caught up in thoughts of the past or worries about the future. Meditation grounds us in the now, helping us experience life as it unfolds. This presence doesn't mean ignoring the future or past. It simply means that we approach them from a place of calm rather than anxiety. By staying anchored in the present, we free our minds from unnecessary worries, creating a mental space that is clear, grounded, and open to what each moment brings. Practicing meditation also nurtures self-compassion. As we sit in stillness, we often encounter our own vulnerabilities, insecurities, fears, and doubts. Meditation teaches us to approach these parts of ourselves with kindness rather than criticism. This compassion creates a gentler inner dialogue, one that supports growth without harsh judgment. Over time, this practice of self-compassion becomes a powerful tool for mental clarity, as it reduces the mental clutter of self-doubt and fear. With each meditation session, we build a relationship with ourselves that is rooted in acceptance and understanding. Another key aspect of meditation is the cultivation of patience. In stillness, we learn to sit with discomfort, waiting without rushing for results. This patience extends into daily life, helping us approach challenges with a calm, measured mindset. Instead of seeking quick fixes, we begin to value steady progress, recognizing that true clarity and growth take time. This patience creates a mental environment where stress is minimized, as we no longer feel the pressure to control every outcome. With this sense of patience, we find a steadiness that brings peace to both our minds and our actions. Meditation also serves as a tool for releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Stoic meditation, in particular, encourages us to accept life's uncertainties, cultivating a sense of trust in ourselves to handle whatever arises. By letting go of rigid expectations, we create a flexibility in our thinking, allowing us to adapt with grace. This detachment from outcomes frees us from the stress of control, creating a mental clarity that is open to all possibilities. This freedom from attachment fosters a sense of peace as we learn to move through life without the weight of unmet expectations. In meditation, we also learn to appreciate the power of breath. The breath is a constant companion, always accessible and always grounding. By focusing on our breath, we create a steady anchor that calms the mind and brings us back to the present. This practice of mindful breathing acts as a reset, helping us release tension and center ourselves whenever life feels chaotic. Over time, the simple act of returning to the breath becomes a reliable way to restore clarity, a tool we can carry with us in any situation. Meditation also deepens our connection to intuition. In the busyness of life, our inner voice can be drowned out by the noise of external demands and distractions. In stillness, we reconnect with this inner guidance, allowing insights and clarity to arise naturally. This intuitive wisdom often brings answers to questions or solutions to problems that seemed impossible to resolve. By tapping into this inner resource, we strengthen our ability to make choices that align with our true intentions. This clarity of purpose reduces the mental conflict that arises from decisions made out of pressure or fear. A regular meditation practice also fosters gratitude. As we sit in stillness, we begin to notice the simple joys that are often overlooked. This sense of gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance, creating a mindset that is less influenced by desire or comparison. With gratitude, our thoughts become less consumed by what's missing, and we begin to see the richness of life as it is. This perspective reduces mental clutter, freeing us from the constant urge to seek more. In gratitude, we find a contentment that supports a calm, clear mind. Meditation also teaches us the value of simplicity. In the quiet of meditation, we experience a state of being that is free from excess, just the body, the breath, and awareness. This simplicity reminds us that peace doesn't come from accumulation, but from letting go. As we embrace this simplicity, we find that our minds become less cluttered as we begin to value experiences over possessions. This practice of simplicity brings a lasting sense of calm, creating a life where mental clarity and peace are prioritized over the distractions of the material world. Through meditation, we also develop resilience. In the stillness, we face ourselves fully, confronting both strengths and challenges. This process strengthens our ability to handle life's difficulties with grace as we learn to sit with discomfort rather than avoiding it. This resilience becomes a source of inner strength, allowing us to move through life with a steady mind, unshaken by external circumstances. This resilience supports mental clarity as we're no longer swayed by every challenge that arises. Meditation builds a foundation of inner strength that serves us in every aspect of life. Daily meditation also fosters a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness. In stillness, we begin to see that our thoughts, actions, and emotions influence not only ourselves, but those around us. This awareness encourages us to cultivate compassion and kindness, creating relationships that are built on empathy and understanding. This interconnected perspective reduces feelings of isolation, reminding us that we are part of a larger whole. This sense of connection brings peace to our minds as we feel supported by a sense of community and shared humanity. As we continue to meditate, we experience a deepening of presence. Each moment in meditation teaches us to be fully here, to experience life without rushing or wishing for something else. This presence creates a profound sense of contentment, a peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. With this presence, we engage with life in a way that is rich and fulfilling, free from the distractions of past regrets or future worries. This state of presence supports mental clarity as we learn to live with a mind that is focused, calm, and deeply aware. Meditation becomes a journey toward self-acceptance. As we sit in stillness, we meet ourselves as we are, without the need to change or improve. This acceptance fosters a mental space where self-criticism fades, replaced by a sense of worth and peace. This self-acceptance creates a foundation for mental clarity, as we're no longer burdened by the need to prove ourselves. In accepting ourselves fully, we find a calm that is rooted in self-respect, a peace that supports us in every moment. Through meditation, we cultivate a mind that is resilient, focused, and clear. Each session becomes a step toward mental freedom, a practice that clears away the clutter of daily life and reveals a calm that is always within us. Meditation, as a Stoic tool, guides us to a place of inner peace, a sanctuary that exists in the quiet of our minds. This practice is not an escape from life. It's a way to embrace it fully, with a mind that is open, clear, and unburdened. After exploring the calming effects of meditation, which offers us a space to connect deeply with our inner selves, we now turn to an essential practice that helps us maintain that inner peace throughout daily life: setting clear boundaries. Boundaries act as protective walls around our mental space, keeping out negativity, unnecessary stress, and distractions. They empower us to focus on what truly matters, allowing us to honor our own needs and well-being without feeling overwhelmed by external demands. Through setting boundaries, we create a space where clarity and calm can flourish, fostering a sense of control and peace in a world that often pulls us in many directions. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness. Understanding our limits, preferences, and values is essential in knowing where to draw the line. Often, we feel pressure to say yes to requests or commitments, even when they conflict with our own well-being. By recognizing our personal limits, we start to understand what we can genuinely handle and what may lead to mental strain. This awareness allows us to make decisions that honor our own needs, building a foundation for a life that is balanced and centered. One of the most effective ways to set boundaries is through clear communication. When we communicate our limits openly and assertively, we set expectations for others, helping them understand how best to interact with us. This doesn't require confrontation. It's simply a way of expressing what we need to protect our mental space. For instance, letting others know when we're available or unavailable helps prevent interruptions and reduces the likelihood of feeling overwhelmed. Clear communication builds mutual respect, as it allows us to engage with others in a way that honors both their needs and ours. Boundaries are also important in managing our time. In a world where demands are constant, protecting our time is crucial for mental clarity. This might involve setting specific times for work, rest, and social interactions. By defining these boundaries, we avoid the exhaustion that comes from constantly switching between roles and tasks. Protecting our time also enables us to dedicate focused energy to each area of our lives, reducing stress and enhancing productivity. When we guard our time, we create a structure that supports mental peace, allowing us to move through the day with intention. Another aspect of boundary setting is choosing where to direct our energy. Not every task, relationship, or commitment deserves our full attention. By being selective about where we invest our energy, we avoid burnout and create space for what truly fulfills us. This doesn't mean neglecting responsibilities. It means prioritizing in a way that supports our well-being. When we conserve our energy for meaningful pursuits, we find a sense of satisfaction that enhances our mental clarity. This selective approach allows us to live more intentionally, free from the clutter of obligations that don't serve our growth. Boundaries are equally essential in our relationships. Healthy relationships are built on respect, which includes respecting each other's mental space. Setting boundaries with loved ones doesn't mean shutting them out. It means creating a balance that allows us to connect without feeling drained. For instance, letting friends or family know when we need solitude helps us recharge, ensuring that we're able to show up fully when we do spend time together. This balance fosters deeper connections, as we're able to engage wholeheartedly, knowing that our own mental well-being is protected. Setting boundaries in the digital realm is also crucial in today's hyper-connected world. Notifications, emails, and messages can create constant interruptions, preventing us from experiencing true mental peace. By setting specific times to check emails or social media, we prevent these digital demands from overwhelming our day. This boundary around technology not only protects our mental space, but also helps us engage with the digital world on our terms. When we control our interaction with technology, we reduce distractions and create a clearer mental environment. In professional settings, setting boundaries is vital for maintaining work-life balance. The pressure to be constantly available can lead to stress and fatigue, blurring the line between work and personal life. By setting clear boundaries with colleagues or supervisors, we protect our time outside of work, allowing ourselves to rest and recharge. This balance prevents burnout, fostering a sustainable approach to work that supports both productivity and mental clarity. With these boundaries in place, we're better able to approach work with focus and dedication, as our minds are no longer weighed down by the stress of overcommitment. Boundaries also play a role in managing emotional energy. Interactions with others can be emotionally draining, especially if we feel pressured to take on others' concerns or emotions. By setting boundaries around emotional engagement, we prevent ourselves from becoming overwhelmed by others' issues. This doesn't mean ignoring others. It means offering support in a way that respects our own emotional needs. Emotional boundaries help us remain empathetic without losing our own mental balance. This approach allows us to be present for others without sacrificing our well-being, creating relationships that are both supportive and sustainable. Setting boundaries with ourselves is just as important as setting them with others. Often, we push ourselves beyond our limits, driven by high expectations or a fear of missing out. By setting personal boundaries, we learn to honor our own needs for rest, solitude, or reflection. These self-boundaries create a space where we can recharge, free from the pressure to constantly be doing. This respect for our own limits fosters self-compassion, reminding us that it's okay to step back when we need to. This internal boundary supports mental clarity, as we're no longer driven by the fear of falling short. Another critical aspect of boundary setting is learning to say no. This simple word is a powerful tool in protecting our mental space. Saying no to demands that don't align with our values or priorities frees us from unnecessary stress, allowing us to focus on what genuinely matters. By practicing this skill, we build confidence in our own judgment, trusting ourselves to make choices that support our well-being. Each no becomes a step toward a life that is aligned with our true intentions, creating a mental environment that is calm and focused. Boundaries also help us manage external influences that may disrupt our peace. The opinions, expectations, or judgments of others can easily become sources of stress. By setting boundaries around these influences, we create a mental space that is free from the need to please or conform. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback. It means choosing which opinions align with our values and letting go of those that don't serve us. This selective approach protects our mental clarity, allowing us to live authentically, guided by our own principles rather than external pressures. Setting boundaries is also a way to cultivate self-respect. When we honor our own needs, we affirm our worth, creating a mindset that values balance and well-being. This respect for ourselves strengthens our mental resilience, reminding us that we deserve a life that supports clarity and peace. Each boundary we set becomes a declaration of this self-respect, a commitment to living in a way that honors our own mental health. This self-respect forms a foundation for mental clarity, as we no longer feel the need to compromise our well-being for others' approval. Maintaining boundaries also requires consistency. Setting a boundary once isn't enough. We need to reinforce it through regular practice. This consistency builds trust, both in ourselves and in our relationships, as others come to understand and respect our limits. This regular reinforcement makes boundary setting a natural part of life, a habit that supports mental peace. Over time, this consistency creates a mental environment that feels stable and secure, as we know that our boundaries will protect us from unnecessary stress. Boundaries also teach us the value of simplicity. By choosing to limit our commitments, interactions, and influences, we simplify our lives, reducing the mental clutter that comes from trying to do everything for everyone. This simplicity brings a sense of peace, as we're no longer burdened by the weight of endless obligations. With fewer distractions, we can focus on what truly matters, creating a life that feels intentional and clear. This simplified approach to living supports mental clarity, as we're able to engage with life fully, free from the strain of excess. As we continue to set boundaries, we develop a greater sense of confidence. Each boundary strengthens our belief in our own judgment, affirming that we are capable of making choices that protect our well-being. This confidence allows us to approach life with a calm assurance, knowing that we have the tools to maintain mental peace. This self-assuredness becomes a source of mental clarity as we trust ourselves to navigate challenges with a steady mind. In setting boundaries, we create a life that feels manageable and fulfilling. Each boundary becomes a way to honor our own needs, creating a mental environment where clarity, focus, and peace can thrive. Boundaries are not walls that shut others out. They are choices that protect our well-being, allowing us to engage with life on our own terms. Through setting boundaries, we find a path to a life that is both balanced and rich. A life where our mental space is protected and our minds are free to focus on what truly matters. Building upon the power of setting boundaries to protect our mental space, we now move to an equally transformative practice, surrounding ourselves with positive influences. The people, environments, and media we engage with can profoundly shape our mindset, either lifting us up or weighing us down. When we intentionally choose positive influences, we create an environment that nurtures growth, optimism, and inner strength. Positive influences act like a supportive foundation, reinforcing our mental clarity and inspiring us to become the best versions of ourselves. This practice is about cultivating a life filled with encouragement, resilience, and empowerment, built by the influences we invite into our world. One of the first steps in fostering positive influences is assessing our relationships. The people we spend time with can significantly impact our thoughts, emotions, and self-belief. By reflecting on these connections, we begin to notice which relationships bring joy, encouragement, and motivation, and which may contribute to negativity or self-doubt. Positive relationships lift us up, offering support, understanding, and genuine connection. When we prioritize time with people who inspire us, we begin to feel lighter, more energized, and more open to personal growth. Surrounding ourselves with positive relationships creates a mental environment that nurtures clarity and self-assurance. Choosing positive influences also means seeking out people who model the qualities we wish to cultivate. Whether it's resilience, kindness, or ambition, observing these traits in others inspires us to embody them as well. When we surround ourselves with individuals who pursue personal growth and live authentically, we're motivated to do the same. Their example acts as a reminder of what's possible, encouraging us to set higher standards for ourselves. This uplifting influence transforms our mindset, helping us approach life with the confidence and optimism needed to overcome challenges and pursue our goals. Engaging with mentors or role models is another powerful way to elevate our mindset. Mentors provide guidance, sharing insights from their own experiences that help us navigate our journey. Whether in our professional or personal lives, mentors offer a perspective that helps us see opportunities and possibilities we might otherwise overlook. Their encouragement and wisdom act as anchors, giving us the strength to persist even in difficult times. This support reinforces our resilience, reminding us that we're capable of achieving growth and success with patience and effort. Having mentors in our lives creates a foundation of positivity that strengthens our mindset, providing a source of inspiration and motivation. Creating a positive environment extends beyond relationships. It also involves the media and content we consume. News, social media, books, and even music all shape our thoughts and emotions. By curating our media consumption to include sources that educate, uplift, and inspire, we reduce exposure to negativity and reinforce a mindset rooted in positivity. Choosing content that aligns with our values and goals helps us maintain focus on what truly matters, preventing distractions that may drain our energy. Engaging with positive content becomes a form of mental nourishment, feeding our minds with ideas that encourage growth, optimism, and clarity. Seeking out communities that share our values is another effective way to surround ourselves with positive influences. Whether it's a book club, a sports team, or a professional network, communities offer a sense of belonging and support. Being part of a group that values growth and positivity creates a powerful atmosphere where everyone is encouraged to thrive. This sense of collective purpose reinforces our own goals, as we feel connected to others who are also striving for betterment. By immersing ourselves in these communities, we foster a mindset that is resilient, inspired, and deeply supported. Setting physical spaces that encourage positivity can also elevate our mindset. Our surroundings influence our emotions and thoughts, and by creating environments that feel welcoming and inspiring, we reinforce mental clarity. This might involve organizing our workspace, adding inspiring quotes or art, or bringing elements of nature indoors. These small changes in our physical space create a sense of calm and focus, reducing stress and promoting mental well-being. An environment that reflects positivity helps us feel grounded and motivated, creating a steady foundation for a mindset that is open, clear, and optimistic. Another powerful influence is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's lacking to what's already present, cultivating a mindset of appreciation and contentment. When we regularly acknowledge the positives in our lives, we begin to see more reasons to feel fulfilled and hopeful. This perspective reduces the weight of negativity, allowing us to approach challenges with a sense of gratitude rather than frustration. By surrounding ourselves with a mindset of appreciation, we create an inner environment that is resilient, able to handle setbacks with calm and grace. Engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment also acts as a positive influence on our mindset. Hobbies, creative projects, and passions provide a sense of purpose, reminding us of the importance of living fully. When we make time for these activities, we experience a boost in mood, energy, and confidence. Each moment spent doing what we love nurtures a sense of happiness and balance, strengthening our resilience. These positive experiences become a wellspring of mental clarity and inspiration, reinforcing our belief in the joy and beauty of life. Connecting with nature is another profound influence that can elevate our mindset. Time spent outdoors, whether walking in a park or hiking in the mountains, has a calming effect, reducing stress and promoting peace of mind. Nature offers a space where we can step away from daily pressures, reconnecting with the simplicity and beauty of the natural world. This connection to nature fosters a sense of perspective, helping us see life's challenges in a balanced light. Nature's positive influence acts as a grounding force, restoring our mental clarity and reminding us of our own resilience and place within the larger world. Positive influences also come from the values we choose to uphold. When we commit to living in alignment with principles like kindness, integrity, and generosity, we create a sense of purpose that elevates our mindset. Acting in ways that reflect our values brings a sense of fulfillment and inner peace as we're living authentically. These values become guiding lights, helping us make choices that support our well-being and the well-being of others. By surrounding ourselves with positive values, we build a mindset that is stable, uplifting, and deeply rewarding. Developing a growth-oriented mindset is another way to invite positivity into our lives. When we view challenges as opportunities for growth, we transform obstacles into sources of strength and resilience. This mindset encourages us to keep learning, adapting, and improving, creating a life where setbacks are seen as valuable lessons. Surrounding ourselves with a mindset of growth keeps us motivated and optimistic, as we know that each experience contributes to our journey. This focus on progress rather than perfection reinforces our mental clarity, reminding us that each step forward is a step toward fulfillment. Incorporating daily affirmations can also foster a positive mindset. Affirmations are reminders of our worth, capabilities, and goals, reinforcing our belief in our own potential. By repeating affirmations, we replace self-doubt with confidence, creating a foundation of positivity that supports our ambitions. Each affirmation becomes a reminder of our strengths, building a mindset that is resilient and focused. This practice of self-affirmation uplifts us, providing encouragement and motivation even on challenging days. Another aspect of surrounding ourselves with positivity is choosing kindness in our interactions. By approaching others with empathy and understanding, we create an atmosphere of mutual respect and support. Kindness reinforces a positive mindset as it fosters connection and reduces tension. When we practice kindness, we're also encouraging others to do the same, creating a cycle of positivity that benefits everyone. This approach not only uplifts our own spirits, but also creates a supportive environment where everyone feels valued. Developing a habit of self-reflection also helps us maintain a positive mindset. Reflecting on our actions, thoughts, and experiences allows us to understand what brings fulfillment and what may drain our energy. This awareness helps us make adjustments, aligning our lives with what supports positivity. Self-reflection fosters mental clarity as it encourages us to release habits or influences that no longer serve us. This ongoing process of adjustment keeps our mindset fresh and focused, rooted in a sense of purpose and well-being. By surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we create a life filled with purpose, inspiration, and resilience. Each influence acts as a building block for a mindset that is steady, optimistic, and empowered. These choices are not merely external, they shape our inner world, creating a mental environment that supports clarity and peace. When we consciously invite positivity into our lives, we become architects of our own mindset, designing a life that reflects the best within us. Through these influences, we cultivate a mind that is open, resilient, and capable of embracing each day with hope and joy. Having explored the power of surrounding ourselves with positive influences to elevate our mindset, we now turn to a deeper, transformative practice: accepting impermanence. Life is filled with change, yet our natural tendency is to hold on to what is familiar and to resist letting go. Accepting the impermanence of people, moments, and possessions allows us to release attachment, creating a calm mind that can face life's fluctuations with resilience. This practice is not about detachment from joy or connections. Instead, it's about embracing the reality of change, which helps us live with more peace and clarity. One of the most fundamental ways to cultivate acceptance of impermanence is by observing the constant changes in nature. Seasons shift, leaves fall, and rivers flow, embodying a natural cycle of change and renewal. By connecting with these cycles, we see that change is a natural part of existence, not something to fear. Embracing this truth allows us to let go of our desire for permanence, understanding that life is a series of moments that come and go. This awareness frees us from the mental strain of clinging to what cannot last, helping us cultivate a calm and grounded perspective. Accepting impermanence also encourages us to cherish each experience as it unfolds. When we understand that nothing is guaranteed, we start to appreciate the present moment, savoring it fully rather than taking it for granted. This presence reduces our attachment to outcomes, as we're no longer focused on holding on to each experience, but on embracing it fully while it's here. By engaging with life moment by moment, we find a richer, more fulfilling experience, unburdened by the fear of losing what we have. This approach fosters a peaceful mind, grounded in appreciation rather than worry. The practice of accepting impermanence also invites us to let go of past hurts and disappointments. Holding on to negative experiences or emotions creates a mental weight that disrupts our peace. When we recognize that the past is beyond our control and that life is constantly moving forward, we gain the strength to release these burdens. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means allowing ourselves to move on without being held back. This release brings clarity, as our minds are no longer clouded by past grievances, allowing us to approach each day with a fresh perspective. In accepting impermanence, we also find freedom from the anxiety of the unknown future. Much of our stress stems from an attachment to specific outcomes or a fear of change. By releasing this attachment, we begin to trust our ability to adapt, knowing that we have the inner resources to handle whatever arises. This acceptance of life's unpredictability reduces our fear, creating a calm and resilient mind. With each day, we become more comfortable with uncertainty, learning to see it as an opportunity for growth rather than a source of stress. Understanding impermanence helps us develop healthier relationships. Often, attachment in relationships leads to fear of loss, creating dependence or control. By accepting that every relationship will evolve over time, we can approach connections with a spirit of appreciation rather than clinging. This perspective allows us to enjoy our relationships without the pressure of needing them to stay the same. Embracing change within our relationships fosters deeper trust and respect, as we're free to support each other's growth without fearing the natural shifts that life brings. Accepting impermanence also fosters humility. Knowing that everything is subject to change helps us realize that our achievements, possessions, and even roles in life are temporary. This awareness encourages us to value the present without becoming overly attached to status or material success. we begin to see that our worth isn't defined by external factors, but by our character and values. This humility brings mental peace, as we no longer feel the need to prove ourselves through fleeting accomplishments. Instead, we find fulfillment in living authentically, free from the pressures of status or comparison. This acceptance of life's transience helps us approach loss with greater resilience. Loss, whether of loved ones, opportunities, or stages of life, is inevitable, and while it brings pain, it's also part of the natural cycle. By acknowledging the impermanence of all things, we prepare ourselves to face loss with a heart that is open to healing. This perspective doesn't deny grief, but allows us to move through it with acceptance, finding comfort in the knowledge that life is a continuum of change. Over time, this understanding of impermanence transforms our response to loss, helping us find peace even in times of sorrow. In embracing impermanence, we also learn to detach from material possessions. Often, we tie our happiness to things, believing that they provide stability or security. However, possessions are also subject to change. They can break, be lost, or become obsolete. By recognizing that our well-being doesn't depend on material items, we find a freedom that reduces stress and enhances our resilience. This detachment doesn't mean we stop valuing things. It means we stop defining ourselves by them. This mental freedom fosters a calm, stable mindset, as our sense of self remains unshaken by the fluctuations of material wealth. Accepting impermanence also helps us cultivate a flexible mindset. When we're overly attached to specific outcomes or routines, we may struggle to adapt when circumstances change. Embracing life's unpredictability trains us to approach each situation with an open mind, ready to adjust as needed. This flexibility reduces stress, as we're no longer rigidly holding on to plans or expectations. A flexible mindset becomes a source of strength, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with calm and creativity, knowing that change is simply a part of growth. This understanding of impermanence also encourages us to be kinder to ourselves. Life's transient nature reminds us that we are constantly evolving, learning, and growing. Mistakes or setbacks are not permanent markers of failure, but opportunities for growth. With this perspective, we can let go of harsh self-criticism, embracing a mindset of self-compassion. By seeing ourselves as works in progress, we create a mental environment that is gentle and supportive, allowing us to move forward without the burden of perfectionism. In the journey of accepting impermanence, gratitude becomes an essential practice. When we recognize that nothing is permanent, we begin to cherish each moment, relationship, and experience for the gift it is. This gratitude shifts our focus from what might be lost to what is present right now. Living with gratitude for the present reduces the mental clutter of worry and desire, grounding us in a sense of abundance. With gratitude, we experience each day as a blessing, finding joy in the simple, often fleeting beauty of life. Through this acceptance, we also develop a sense of inner strength. When we no longer rely on external stability to feel secure, we discover a strength that is rooted within ourselves. This inner resilience allows us to face life's ups and downs with calm confidence, knowing that we have the resources to adapt. This sense of self-reliance brings peace, as we're no longer dependent on circumstances to dictate our happiness. By cultivating this inner strength, we create a mental foundation that is stable, clear, and resilient, capable of withstanding life's inevitable changes. The acceptance of impermanence also deepens our understanding of time. Rather than seeing time as something to be controlled, we begin to view it as a gift to be embraced. This perspective encourages us to prioritize meaningful experiences, relationships, and personal growth, making the most of the moments we have. By focusing on what truly matters, we reduce the stress that comes from trying to control time, finding peace in the flow of life as it is. This appreciation for time fosters a calm, present-focused mind, free from the anxiety of rushing or holding back. As we embrace impermanence, we also begin to see challenges as part of life's natural rhythm. Instead of resisting difficulty, we learn to accept it as a phase that will eventually pass. This acceptance reduces the mental strain of fighting against challenges, helping us approach them with a calm mind. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, a reminder that resilience is built through life's ebb and flow. By seeing obstacles as temporary, we cultivate a mindset that remains hopeful and focused, unshaken by temporary setbacks. This practice of accepting impermanence transforms our relationship with ourselves and others. As we release the need for things to remain the same, we open ourselves to the fullness of each moment. This openness brings a sense of freedom, as we're no longer held back by attachments or fears. Each day becomes an opportunity to engage with life as it is, fully and without reservation. This acceptance creates a profound sense of calm, allowing us to live with a mind that is clear, resilient, and at peace with the ever-changing nature of existence. Following the profound freedom that comes from accepting impermanence, we now shift to a practice that can bring both joy and inner calm to our daily lives: the pursuit of hobbies. Hobbies allow us to explore interests outside of our daily responsibilities, creating a space that is both fulfilling and restorative. Engaging in activities purely for the joy they bring offers a form of mindfulness, a way to be fully present without the pressure of deadlines or expectations. When we dedicate time to hobbies, we tap into a source of relaxation and purpose that clears the mind, strengthens focus, and nurtures creativity. This distraction-free time becomes a powerful refuge where we can recharge and reconnect with our inner selves. Hobbies provide an opportunity to experience a sense of flow, a state in which we're completely absorbed in an activity, forgetting distractions and time. This flow state is both rejuvenating and meditative, allowing the mind to rest from the constant stream of thoughts that often fill our day. Engaging deeply in an activity like painting, gardening, or playing an instrument gives our minds a break from overthinking and stress. This immersion creates a peaceful mental space, one where we feel calm, focused, and content. Each moment in flow becomes a reminder that relaxation and joy can be found within, simply by losing ourselves in something we love. Engaging in a hobby also nurtures a sense of accomplishment and growth. Unlike the structured, often goal-oriented tasks of work, hobbies provide a space to learn and improve at our own pace. The progress we make in a hobby, whether mastering a new skill or completing a small project, brings a sense of achievement that feels refreshing and rewarding. This accomplishment is free from external pressures, allowing us to experience satisfaction simply for doing something we enjoy. This personal growth fosters mental clarity as we gain confidence and recognize our capacity to learn and grow in areas that bring us happiness. The freedom of hobbies lies in their lack of obligation. Unlike work or responsibilities, hobbies are pursuits we choose purely for the joy they bring. This freedom to explore without pressure creates a space of mental relaxation where we can express ourselves without judgment or expectation. Engaging in a hobby allows us to let go of perfectionism and focus on the process rather than the result. This emphasis on enjoyment over achievement teaches us to find fulfillment in the act itself, reducing the mental strain that often comes from striving for success. This carefree approach brings a lightness to the mind, fostering a sense of inner peace and satisfaction. Hobbies also serve as a healthy outlet for stress and emotions. Physical activities like dancing or playing sports release built-up tension, while creative hobbies like writing or drawing allow us to express emotions constructively. These outlets provide a way to process and release what we're feeling without bottling it up. This emotional expression creates mental space, clearing out stress and providing relief. By engaging in hobbies that resonate with our feelings, we cultivate a sense of mental balance and clarity as we're able to navigate emotions without feeling overwhelmed. In addition to emotional release, hobbies also offer a unique opportunity for self-discovery. Through hobbies, we explore our interests, talents, and even values. Each hobby we choose reveals something about ourselves, what we enjoy, what challenges us, what inspires us. This self-discovery strengthens our sense of identity, helping us understand who we are beyond our roles or responsibilities. This understanding fosters a stable sense of self, as we're grounded in activities that reflect our true interests. By exploring these aspects of ourselves, we build a deeper relationship with our inner world, gaining insights that contribute to mental clarity and self-awareness. Hobbies also encourage creativity, providing a space to explore ideas and perspectives that might not have a place in our daily routines. Creative hobbies in particular, like painting, music, or crafting, allow us to experiment without fear of judgment. This creativity energizes the mind, sparking new ideas and perspectives that often extend beyond the hobby itself. This creative freedom reduces mental rigidity, allowing us to approach life with an open mind and a willingness to explore. Each moment of creativity adds to a mindset of flexibility and innovation, qualities that enhance our mental resilience and adaptability. The pursuit of hobbies also enriches our social connections. Many hobbies offer opportunities to join groups, clubs, or communities where we can share our interests with others. Whether through book clubs, sports teams, or art classes, these shared activities create a sense of belonging and camaraderie. Connecting with others who share our interests fosters supportive relationships as we bond over mutual enjoyment and growth. These social connections reduce feelings of isolation, reminding us that we're part of a community. The shared joy of hobbies strengthens our sense of connection, enhancing our mental well-being through meaningful relationships. Hobbies can also help us develop patience and perseverance. Many hobbies require time, practice, and dedication, teaching us the value of steady effort. Whether learning to play an instrument or growing a garden, hobbies often involve challenges that encourage us to keep going despite setbacks. This process of gradual progress cultivates patience as we learn to enjoy the journey without rushing to the end. This mindset reduces stress as we're no longer focused on immediate results, but on the experience itself. This approach fosters a calm, resilient mind, able to handle life's ups and downs with grace and persistence. Engaging in hobbies also offers a sense of escapism, a chance to step away from the demands and routines of daily life. This escape isn't about avoiding reality, it's about finding a space where we can recharge without pressure. In these moments of immersion, our minds are free from obligations, allowing us to experience a sense of freedom and lightness. This mental break brings us back to our responsibilities with renewed energy and focus, as we've had time to rest and refresh. This balance between work and play supports a clear, centered mindset, as we're able to approach life with a full tank of mental energy. Another benefit of hobbies is their ability to bring us closer to nature. Many hobbies, such as hiking, gardening, or birdwatching, allow us to engage with the natural world, grounding us in the beauty of our surroundings. Nature has a calming effect, reducing stress and fostering a sense of awe and wonder. Time spent in nature also reminds us of life's simplicity, helping us reconnect with what truly matters. This connection to nature fosters a peaceful mind as we experience the joy of being present in a world that's free from the hustle of modern life. Hobbies also contribute to our overall sense of balance. With responsibilities often taking up much of our time, hobbies provide a counterbalance, offering a break that renews our mental and emotional energy. This balance helps prevent burnout, as we're able to shift our focus and recharge through enjoyable activities. This balanced approach to life, where work is complemented by play, creates a sense of harmony and well-being. By dedicating time to both productivity and relaxation, we create a life that feels complete and fulfilling, one where our mental clarity is supported by a sustainable rhythm. The joy found in hobbies is also a reminder of the importance of self-care. Engaging in activities that bring us happiness reinforces our commitment to our own well-being. Each moment spent doing something we love becomes a form of self-nourishment, a way to honor our own needs. This self-care strengthens our mental resilience as we're constantly renewing our energy and nurturing our sense of joy. Through hobbies, we learn to make time for ourselves, cultivating a mindset that values health and happiness. This dedication to self-care fosters a clear and peaceful mind, as we recognize that our well-being is essential. Hobbies also serve as a source of motivation and inspiration. When we're passionate about an activity, we're naturally driven to improve and explore. This motivation spills over into other areas of our lives, boosting our overall enthusiasm and ambition. The excitement we feel in hobbies acts as a reminder that life is filled with possibilities, encouraging us to approach each day with curiosity and a sense of adventure. This inspired mindset reduces the monotony of routine, bringing a spark of excitement that enhances our mental clarity and focus. Each hobby we pursue becomes a part of our personal narrative, adding depth and richness to who we are. Our hobbies tell stories of our interests, values, and dreams, creating a life that feels uniquely our own. This personal expression fosters self-confidence as we're able to live authentically, embracing the activities that bring us happiness. By cultivating hobbies, we build a life that reflects our true selves, one that is filled with meaning and purpose. This authentic way of living strengthens our mental resilience, as we're rooted in a life that aligns with who we are. In dedicating time to hobbies, we create a mental sanctuary, a space free from worry, pressure, or expectation. This sanctuary becomes a refuge, a place where we can unwind and be fully ourselves. Through this commitment to hobbies, we nurture a calm, clear mind, one that is ready to face life with joy and resilience. Engaging in hobbies is more than just a pastime. It's a way to build a fulfilling, balanced life where our mental well-being is supported by the simple, enduring joy of doing what we love. Stepping away from the enriching role of hobbies, we now delve into a practice that is equally powerful in cultivating a life of calm and clarity, removing certain influences and habits that weigh us down. In the journey of self-improvement, addition is often less important than subtraction. Simplifying and clearing away what no longer serves us allows us to create a mental environment that is free from unnecessary noise, leaving only what truly contributes to our well-being. In the spirit of Stoicism, this act of quiet removal is about letting go of the things that prevent us from leading a resilient, focused, and peaceful life. One of the first things that tends to clutter our lives is the habit of negative self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves impacts how we perceive challenges and setbacks. Constant self-criticism only amplifies feelings of inadequacy, leaving us doubting our worth and abilities. The Stoics remind us that self-respect and inner peace come from treating ourselves with the same compassion we would show to others. By gradually releasing these patterns of self-doubt, we create a mental space that supports our growth and confidence. This shift from negative to positive self-talk empowers us to handle life's challenges without the burden of self-imposed limitations. Another influence that often distracts us from a centered mind is the attachment to material possessions. The allure of things, whether new gadgets, clothes, or other items, can easily lead us to equate self-worth with what we own. But each item we acquire often comes with a desire for more, fostering an endless cycle that leaves little room for true fulfillment. Stoicism emphasizes valuing what is essential, helping us understand that possessions don't define us. By quietly letting go of the excess, we find that our lives feel lighter, no longer cluttered by attachments that distract us from inner peace. This simplicity brings a focus that supports our mental clarity and joy. Relationships play a crucial role in our lives, but not all connections are beneficial. Toxic or draining relationships create tension, leaving us emotionally and mentally exhausted. Holding on to these relationships, out of habit or fear, often prevents us from forming genuine connections that nurture us. By slowly distancing ourselves from negative influences, we open space for relationships that align with our values and contribute positively to our lives. This approach respects both ourselves and others, freeing us from interactions that don't reflect mutual growth. The Stoics encourage us to maintain relationships with integrity, and this choice to let go creates a mental environment that feels supportive and balanced. One of the most liberating shifts is letting go of the constant need for approval. When we place our self-worth in others' hands, we become vulnerable to their changing opinions. This dependency limits our freedom, as we're always trying to meet expectations that may not align with our true selves. By releasing this need, we cultivate inner confidence, relying on our own values and intentions as a guide. This shift allows us to live authentically, no longer swayed by the desire to fit in or be liked. In embracing this Stoic mindset, we find a sense of stability that isn't dependent on external validation, leading to a clearer, calmer mental state. Another habit that can disrupt our peace is the tendency to compare ourselves to others. The pursuit of status or achievement is often amplified by seeing what others have accomplished, but comparison only diverts energy from our own path. The Stoics advocate focusing on our personal growth, as each individual has a unique journey. By letting go of this habit, we reclaim our attention for what truly matters to us. This mindset fosters a sense of self-acceptance, allowing us to appreciate our own progress without feeling the pressure to match someone else's. This focus on our own path reduces stress and enhances our sense of fulfillment. Dwelling on the past is another mental weight that often prevents us from fully experiencing the present. Regret and guilt can hold us in a loop, replaying old situations with the wish to have done things differently. The Stoics teach that the past is beyond our control and that focusing on it can take us away from current possibilities. By gradually letting go of the past, we free ourselves from old burdens, creating space for new growth. This acceptance brings a mental clarity, as we're no longer held back by what cannot be changed. Instead, we find ourselves more engaged with the present, ready to build a meaningful future. In today's world, digital consumption can easily overwhelm us. Constant notifications, social media updates, and endless streams of news create a background noise that clutters our thoughts. This digital excess can make it difficult to focus, leaving us feeling scattered and anxious. By mindfully reducing our digital intake, we create a mental environment that is quieter and more intentional. This change helps us focus on what truly matters, aligning with Stoic values of purpose and presence. In doing so, we experience a sense of mental spaciousness, free from the distractions that digital overload often brings. Perfectionism is another habit that weighs heavily on the mind. The pressure to achieve flawless results in every aspect of life can lead to stress, burnout, and self-doubt. Embracing the Stoic principle of progress over perfection helps us release this unrealistic standard. By letting go of the need to be perfect, we allow ourselves to focus on growth and improvement, experiencing fulfillment without the strain of impossible expectations. This mindset fosters a balanced approach to life, where each step is appreciated and self-worth isn't tied to achieving perfection. This release of perfectionism frees the mind, creating space for a calm and resilient outlook. The fear of change can hold us back from exploring new opportunities or embracing life's natural evolution. When we resist change, we often cling to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves us. Stoicism encourages us to see change as a natural part of existence, helping us approach transitions with openness rather than fear. By letting go of this fear, we find ourselves more adaptable, able to navigate life's shifts with confidence. This acceptance of change fosters resilience, as we're no longer restricted by the need for stability. This adaptability creates a flexible mindset, one that can face challenges with a calm and steady approach. Each of these elements, when quietly removed, contributes to a life that feels lighter, clearer, and more aligned with our true values. Stoicism teaches that by simplifying our inner world and focusing on what truly matters, we foster a mindset that is resilient, peaceful, and free from unnecessary burdens. Removing these influences is not about renouncing joy or connection. Rather, it's about making intentional choices that support a fulfilling and balanced life. Through these mindful acts of removal, we create a mental environment that is open, calm, and prepared to face life's ups and downs with clarity and strength. Moving forward from the act of quietly removing what no longer serves us, there's a powerful strength in responding silently to those who undervalue or overlook us. Instead of direct confrontation or demands for respect, Stoic wisdom suggests a path of silent, steady actions that speak volumes. These actions not only cultivate our own growth and resilience, but subtly shift the perspective of those who may have doubted or underestimated us. With calm and control, we let our progress and composure serve as a testament to our worth, making a profound statement without a single word. The first action that holds immense power is cultivating inner confidence. Confidence is not loud or showy. It's a quiet assurance in one's own value and capabilities. By consistently building self-trust through small, steady achievements, we project a calm strength that others naturally notice. Confidence that is rooted deeply within requires no validation from the outside. It stands firm, unshaken by opinions. This type of inner confidence often leaves others uncertain, as they realize they cannot influence or sway you. This silent display of self-assurance is both empowering and freeing, as it teaches others that their opinions hold no power over you. Developing discipline is another silent but powerful response. When we commit to personal goals with unwavering focus, others begin to take notice, even if no words are exchanged. Discipline speaks to reliability and strength of character, qualities that command respect without seeking it. By consistently showing up for ourselves, we demonstrate a level of dedication that quietly commands admiration. Discipline does not waver in the face of doubt. It only grows stronger. Those who once undervalued you will eventually see that you are not deterred by their opinions, and in that steady pursuit, they may even come to respect your resilience. Another powerful response is cultivating a calm and composed demeanor, especially in challenging situations. Remaining unruffled and thoughtful in moments of stress or criticism shows a level of self-control that cannot be ignored. This composed response to adversity demonstrates resilience, subtly communicating to others that you are not easily affected by external negativity. Over time, This calmness unsettles those who hope to provoke a reaction, as they realize their attempts to shake you are ineffective. This quiet strength fosters respect, showing that you operate from a place of inner peace, immune to petty provocations. Mastering your own emotions is another action that silently asserts your strength. People often expect reactions, especially when they doubt or undervalue us. When we choose instead to control our emotional responses, we show a depth of resilience that speaks louder than words. This emotional mastery isn't about repressing feelings, it's about understanding them fully and responding with clarity rather than impulse. By calmly addressing situations without letting anger or frustration take control, we communicate a strength that others may find difficult to understand but are forced to respect. Consistently pursuing personal growth also makes a statement to those who undervalue us. When we dedicate ourselves to learning, improving, and evolving, we show that our worth isn't tied to anyone's approval, but is rooted in our own commitment to becoming better. This pursuit of growth, done quietly and without need for recognition, sends a clear message that we value ourselves enough to keep moving forward. The impact of this constant self-improvement is profound. Over time, others notice the change, realizing that they may have underestimated you. This steady advancement speaks for itself, showing that you are a force of growth and progress. Another powerful silent action is respecting boundaries. When we calmly and consistently set and maintain our personal boundaries, we convey that we understand and honor our own worth. Boundaries protect our time, energy, and mental peace, signaling to others that we won't allow disrespect or overreach. Respecting our own limits, without explanation or apology, quietly demonstrates self-respect and self-knowledge. It subtly teaches those who undervalue us that access to our time and energy is a privilege, not a right. Over time, this consistent boundary setting leaves an unmistakable impression, showing others that you prioritize your own well-being. Investing in self-reliance is another action that speaks volumes. When we cultivate our own resources, skills, and independence, we show that we are capable of thriving on our own terms. Self-reliance reduces dependency on others' approval or support, making it clear that we are not looking for validation. This independence can unsettle those who seek to control or influence us, as they see that we are fully capable of succeeding without their input. By quietly building self-sufficiency, we communicate that our worth is intrinsic, and we stand as individuals who are both capable and complete. Patience is another silent force. Choosing to wait rather than reacting impulsively shows a profound understanding of timing and self-restraint. Patience allows us to observe situations without becoming entangled in them, maintaining a distance that others notice and often respect. When we're patient, we don't feel pressured to respond to every slight or undervaluation. Instead, we wait until the right time to act or speak. This patience demonstrates inner security, showing that we are confident in our own path and not swayed by temporary challenges. The calm patience we exhibit becomes a subtle but powerful reminder that we're in control of our reactions. Living by your values is the ultimate silent response. When we align our actions with our principles, we cultivate a life that reflects authenticity and purpose. Those who undervalue us may expect compromise or inconsistency, but when they witness a steady commitment to our values, they are often taken aback. This dedication to our principles shows integrity, resilience, and unwavering self-respect. Living by our values is a quiet yet transformative action, one that cannot be ignored. It communicates a depth of character that leaves a lasting impression, subtly shifting others' perceptions as they come to recognize the strength in our commitment to what we believe in. Each of these actions requires no words or explanations. They are rooted in a steadfast commitment to self-respect, resilience, and growth. Together, these silent actions form a powerful statement that those who undervalue us cannot overlook. They build a life of integrity and strength, teaching others that our worth is not up for debate. This quiet power, grounded in Stoic principles, speaks louder than any confrontation, creating an enduring respect that cannot be easily shaken. Through these actions, we shape a life that stands firmly on its own, radiating a strength that needs no validation, only self-assurance. Leaving behind the steady strength of silent actions, we now enter a deeply personal and universal topic: finding ways to overcome loneliness and rediscover joy. In moments of isolation, it's easy to feel adrift, cut off from purpose and connection. Yet, loneliness offers us an opportunity for growth, reflection, and resilience, a moment to turn inward and discover the strength and wisdom within. Stoicism teaches us that we can find joy and peace by building a life centered around inner values, self-respect, and an unwavering trust in our own ability to create meaning, even in solitude. This journey of overcoming loneliness and embracing joy begins with life lessons rooted in resilience, understanding, and self-awareness. One of the most transformative lessons in overcoming loneliness is learning to be content in one's own company. Rather than viewing solitude as an emptiness to be filled, it can be reframed as a space for introspection, creativity, and growth. By spending intentional time alone, we can deepen our understanding of ourselves, identifying what genuinely brings us peace and fulfillment. This shift in perspective moves us from a fear of being alone to an appreciation of our own company. When we nurture this sense of inner companionship, loneliness begins to fade, replaced by a quiet strength rooted in self-awareness. Embracing self-sufficiency is another key step toward overcoming loneliness. Rather than depending on external validation or others' presence to feel whole, self-sufficiency teaches us to create our own sense of purpose and worth. By cultivating hobbies, skills, and passions that resonate with our values, we create a fulfilling life that doesn't rely on others for validation. This independence is not isolation, but empowerment, as we learn that our happiness and sense of purpose come from within. Each step towards self-sufficiency brings a renewed confidence that helps diminish loneliness, as we realize we are capable of creating a life filled with meaning and joy. Stoicism encourages us to let go of expectations around relationships, accepting that we cannot control how others perceive or respond to us. By releasing the need for others to fill our emotional voids, we free ourselves from the disappointment that often accompanies unmet expectations. This acceptance of others' limitations brings a sense of peace, as we learn to appreciate relationships without placing heavy demands upon them. As we let go of these expectations, we find ourselves more open to genuine connections, as we are no longer seeking to be completed by others. This inner freedom nurtures a more resilient mindset, helping us find joy in the simplicity of connection without dependency. Cultivating gratitude is another essential practice in transforming loneliness. When we shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have, we begin to see the richness present in our lives. Gratitude brings a sense of abundance, showing us that we are surrounded by small moments of beauty and joy. By developing a practice of gratitude, whether through journaling or mindful reflection, we retrain our minds to recognize and savor these moments. This awareness brings warmth and contentment, reminding us that even in solitude, we are never truly alone. Gratitude reframes loneliness, allowing us to find joy in the present rather than yearning for what is absent. Another powerful lesson lies in serving others. Stoicism teaches that a meaningful life is often found in contributing to the greater good. When we focus on how we can help or uplift those around us, our own sense of loneliness begins to diminish. Acts of kindness, whether big or small, connect us with others in ways that bring purpose and warmth. Helping others offers a reminder of our interconnectedness, showing us that our actions have meaning beyond ourselves. This sense of purpose not only eases loneliness, but also deepens our sense of joy as we become part of something greater than our individual selves. Developing resilience is essential in overcoming loneliness, as it teaches us to face solitude without fear. Life will inevitably bring moments of isolation, but resilience allows us to weather these times with grace. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of accepting what we cannot control, including periods of loneliness, and finding ways to grow from them. By practicing resilience, we build a mindset that embraces change, knowing that each experience contributes to our inner strength. This acceptance reduces the sting of loneliness, as we learn to find strength and clarity even in solitude. Resilience becomes a wellspring of hope, reminding us that loneliness is temporary and that we have the capacity to endure and grow. Self-compassion is another essential element in overcoming loneliness. Often, loneliness is accompanied by feelings of self-criticism or doubt, as we question our worth or wonder why we feel disconnected. Stoicism teaches us to treat ourselves with understanding and kindness, especially in challenging times. By practicing self-compassion, we create an inner environment that is gentle and supportive, allowing us to process feelings of loneliness without judgment. This kindness toward ourselves helps ease the discomfort of solitude, replacing it with a sense of acceptance and peace. Self-compassion creates a foundation of inner stability, reminding us that we are worthy of love and care, even when we are alone. Finding joy in simplicity is another lesson that can transform loneliness. The Stoics valued the simple pleasures of life, emphasizing that true happiness is found not in grand achievements, but in everyday moments. By appreciating the small things, a warm meal, a quiet sunset, a good book, we cultivate a mindset that sees joy in the present moment. This focus on simplicity reduces the mental clutter that often accompanies loneliness, as we realize that fulfillment is accessible in even the most humble of moments. This practice of finding joy in simplicity brings a calm contentment, teaching us that we don't need others to experience the beauty of life. Learning to embrace solitude as a space for creativity and self-expression also helps to overcome loneliness. Solitude offers a unique opportunity to explore our creative potential, whether through writing, art, or any other form of expression. When we engage in creative pursuits, we channel our emotions into something meaningful, transforming loneliness into a productive, fulfilling experience. This creative expression provides a sense of purpose and accomplishment, reminding us that solitude can be a source of inspiration. By immersing ourselves in these pursuits, we discover that we are capable of creating joy and beauty on our own. Cultivating a sense of interconnectedness with the world around us helps ease the sting of loneliness. The Stoics believed in the unity of all things, seeing themselves as part of a larger whole. By nurturing this perspective, we begin to see that we are connected to others through shared experiences, emotions, and the natural world. Taking time to connect with nature or engage in community activities reminds us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. This sense of belonging brings comfort, as we realize that we are never truly isolated, but are part of an interconnected world. Each of these lessons, rooted in Stoic philosophy, guides us on a path from loneliness to joy. By embracing solitude with resilience, gratitude, self-compassion, and a focus on simplicity, we transform isolation into an opportunity for growth. Through these practices, we learn to build a fulfilling life that doesn't rely on others to feel complete, allowing us to approach both solitude and companionship with peace and confidence. In nurturing this resilient mindset, we find that joy is not something we must search for. It is something we create within ourselves. Through Stoicism, we discover that even in the quietest moments, we have the power to shape a life of purpose, connection, and enduring happiness. Building upon the resilience and joy found in overcoming loneliness, we now turn to essential Stoic insights for living a truly fulfilling and happy life. These principles offer guidance not only for enduring challenging moments, but also for cultivating a deep sense of contentment in everyday life. By embracing these core teachings, we align ourselves with a way of being that is grounded, peaceful, and joyful. Each lesson stands as a stepping stone toward a life that is both meaningful and resilient, guiding us to happiness that doesn't depend on external circumstances, but comes from within. A fundamental Stoic teaching for happiness is the practice of focusing on what is within your control. Much of our stress and disappointment arise from trying to control things that lie beyond our reach, like other people's reactions or unforeseen events. By letting go of the need to control these externals, we find a sense of liberation and peace, as we are no longer bound by the unpredictable. Instead, our energy is directed toward what we can shape: our own thoughts, responses, and actions. This practice brings clarity, allowing us to navigate life with a calm and focused mind, unshaken by things that are beyond our power. Embracing gratitude is another essential aspect of living happily. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what we have rather than constantly yearning for more. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we already possess, recognizing the abundance present in our lives. This mindset fosters a sense of contentment, reducing feelings of envy or dissatisfaction. Gratitude reminds us to value the simple moments and blessings, leading to a life filled with appreciation and joy. Each day becomes a gift, and in acknowledging this, we find a steady source of happiness that isn't influenced by external conditions. The value of resilience cannot be understated in the pursuit of happiness. Life is filled with unexpected challenges, and resilience enables us to face these difficulties with grace and strength. Rather than avoiding hardship, resilience teaches us to adapt, finding ways to grow and learn from each experience. Stoicism views adversity as an opportunity to develop inner strength, helping us become better equipped to handle future trials. This resilient mindset brings a lasting peace, as we're no longer overwhelmed by difficulties, but approach them with a calm determination. With each challenge, we build a foundation for happiness that is both enduring and unshakable. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of self-discipline in leading a happy life. Self-discipline gives us control over our impulses and desires, allowing us to make choices that align with our values and goals. By practicing self-discipline, we avoid the regrets that often come from acting out of impulse or temporary emotions. This mindful approach to decision-making brings a sense of empowerment, as we're able to act in ways that genuinely support our well-being. Self-discipline creates a pathway to happiness rooted in integrity and purpose, as we live in alignment with what truly matters to us. Another crucial Stoic lesson is the ability to let go of attachment. Attachments to people, things, or outcomes can create a sense of dependence, where our happiness is tied to external factors. By embracing a sense of detachment, we allow ourselves to enjoy these aspects of life without becoming overly reliant on them. This freedom from attachment fosters a balanced mind, as we are no longer swayed by loss or disappointment. Detachment is not about isolation, but about finding a sense of peace within ourselves, creating a foundation for happiness that endures through change and uncertainty. Practicing kindness and compassion also plays a significant role in leading a joyful life. Stoicism encourages us to act with empathy toward others, understanding that everyone faces struggles and challenges. By treating others with kindness, we create positive connections that enhance our own well-being. This compassion fosters a sense of unity, reminding us that happiness is often found in supporting others and creating a positive impact. Each act of kindness adds to a life filled with warmth and connection, as we find joy not only in personal achievements, but in uplifting those around us. The Stoics also teach us to embrace humility, recognizing that we are part of a greater whole. Humility keeps us grounded, reminding us that our worth is not defined by status, wealth, or accolades. By letting go of pride or ego, we approach life with an open mind, ready to learn from every experience. Humility fosters a deep sense of contentment, as we are no longer driven by the need to prove ourselves, but find peace in simply being. This humility brings happiness through self-acceptance, as we come to value who we are, rather than constantly seeking external validation. A commitment to personal growth is another vital component of a fulfilling life. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement, viewing life as an ongoing journey of learning and self-discovery. By focusing on growth, we avoid the stagnation that often leads to dissatisfaction. Each effort to improve, whether through learning, self-reflection, or overcoming challenges, brings a renewed sense of purpose and joy. This dedication to growth fosters a mindset of curiosity and optimism, as we view each day as an opportunity to become better. Through personal growth, we build a life that feels meaningful, grounded in a pursuit of self-betterment. Another essential lesson is the practice of patience. In a fast-paced world, the urge for instant results often creates stress and frustration. Stoicism teaches us to embrace patience, allowing life to unfold in its own time. By letting go of the need for immediate gratification, we find peace in the present, enjoying the process rather than rushing to the finish line. This patience fosters a calm, resilient mindset, as we learn to appreciate each step of the journey. With patience, we cultivate a happiness that isn't reliant on quick results, but is rooted in a steady and intentional pace. Stoicism also encourages us to focus on the present moment as a pathway to happiness. Dwelling on the past or worrying about the future often creates anxiety, pulling us away from the richness of the now. By grounding ourselves in the present, we experience life fully, appreciating each moment as it comes. This practice reduces stress, bringing a sense of calm and presence that enhances our overall well-being. Living in the present allows us to engage with life without the distractions of regret or worry, creating a foundation for happiness that is immediate and accessible. The Stoics teach the importance of aligning one's life with virtue. Virtue, in Stoic terms, refers to living with honesty, integrity, and kindness. When we act in accordance with our values, we experience a sense of inner peace, knowing that we are living authentically. This alignment with virtue reduces inner conflict, as we're no longer pulled between what we desire and what we know is right. Living virtuously fosters a deep, lasting happiness, as we find contentment in being true to ourselves. Through virtue, we create a life that feels fulfilling, one where happiness arises naturally from our alignment with our highest principles. Each of these teachings forms a pillar of Stoic wisdom, guiding us toward a life filled with resilience, purpose, and joy. By embracing these lessons, we build a mindset that supports happiness from within, independent of life's fluctuations. Stoicism offers us a path to happiness that is enduring and sustainable, showing us that true contentment lies not in external gains, but in the strength and clarity of our inner world. Through these practices, we discover that happiness is not a fleeting state, but a way of life, one that we cultivate every day through mindful choices, resilience, and a commitment to living with purpose and integrity. Continuing from the Stoic path to happiness, we now explore another powerful aspect of this philosophy, the art of growing wiser through silence. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant conversation, the choice to embrace silence can be transformative. It's within quiet moments that we can reflect, understand, and cultivate wisdom. Stoicism teaches that silence isn't merely the absence of sound. It is an active state of listening, learning, and deepening our thoughts. These practices help us to see clearly, think critically, and make decisions with a calm mind, allowing us to grow smarter in ways that words alone cannot achieve. The first key to embracing wisdom in silence is the practice of listening with full attention. In conversations, we often focus on preparing our responses rather than truly hearing the other person. When we listen without the need to interject, we gather insights that might otherwise be missed. This deep listening allows us to understand the perspectives of others, broadening our own viewpoint. By absorbing information without rushing to speak, we learn more than we might by only sharing our own opinions. This calm approach makes us more open-minded, fostering understanding and empathy. Listening in silence strengthens our awareness, helping us to process information clearly and thoughtfully. Patience is another essential element of growing wiser in silence. Instead of jumping to conclusions or making snap decisions, patience encourages us to pause, reflect, and observe before acting. This patience helps us to avoid errors driven by haste, allowing us to evaluate situations with a level-headed perspective. Stoicism values careful consideration over impulsive reactions, teaching us that wisdom comes from letting time reveal the best course of action. Through patience, we find clarity and make choices that align with our long-term goals, rather than being swayed by immediate emotions or pressures. Observation is also crucial to developing wisdom in silence. When we take time to observe without judgment or interference, we become more perceptive of the world around us. This skill of quiet observation allows us to notice patterns, understand motivations, and see situations from a broader perspective. By watching closely, we gather insights that deepen our understanding and guide our actions. Observation in silence creates a powerful foundation for critical thinking, as we're able to evaluate situations based on clear evidence rather than assumptions. This practice helps us become more insightful, discerning, and aware of nuances that might otherwise go unnoticed. A commitment to self-reflection also enhances wisdom gained in silence. Through reflection, we examine our thoughts, actions, and experiences, seeking to learn from each one. This process of introspection reveals areas for growth, helping us understand our own strengths and weaknesses. In silence, we can look within, free from external distractions, and gain a deeper understanding of our motivations and values. Stoicism encourages this inner dialogue as a means of aligning our actions with our principles. By regularly reflecting in silence, we cultivate self-awareness, which is essential for wise decision-making and personal growth. Acceptance is another key to becoming wiser in silence. Often, we resist or try to change things beyond our control, leading to unnecessary frustration. Embracing acceptance allows us to approach life's challenges with calm, understanding that not everything can be altered. In silence, we can acknowledge what is beyond our influence and choose to focus on what we can control. This acceptance brings mental peace, freeing us from the urge to struggle against the inevitable. Through acceptance, we learn to channel our energy into constructive actions rather than futile resistance, creating a wiser and more resilient outlook. Restraint is also essential in the pursuit of wisdom through silence. In moments of disagreement or frustration, holding back from impulsive reactions allows us to maintain our composure. Stoicism values self-control, teaching that true strength lies in the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. Practicing restraint in silence helps us to consider the full picture, reducing the likelihood of regrets that often follow heated words. This quiet strength reflects a wisdom that speaks through calm actions rather than loud arguments. Restraint teaches us that silence often communicates more powerfully than words, allowing us to resolve conflicts with dignity and respect. A focus on clarity is also vital for developing intelligence in silence. Silence provides the mental space needed to organize our thoughts and eliminate unnecessary clutter. When we step back from constant noise and distraction, we're able to sift through our ideas, identifying what truly matters. This clarity strengthens our problem-solving abilities as we're no longer clouded by irrelevant details. In silence, we can prioritize, analyze, and approach challenges with a clear mind. This mental organization fosters a sharper, more focused way of thinking, leading to decisions that are rooted in wisdom and purpose. Humility is another significant aspect of becoming smarter in silence. Recognizing that we don't have all the answers allows us to remain open to learning from others. Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom requires a willingness to listen and understand, even if it means questioning our own assumptions. Embracing humility in silence keeps our minds receptive, making us more adaptable and willing to grow. This openness to new ideas prevents rigid thinking, allowing us to evolve and gain knowledge from diverse sources. Through humility, we cultivate a wisdom that values understanding over ego, fostering a mindset that seeks truth rather than validation. Gratitude serves as a foundation for wisdom in silence. By appreciating the knowledge and experiences we gain, we approach life with a mindset of abundance rather than lack. This gratitude reminds us to value each lesson, challenge, and opportunity as steps toward personal growth. In silence, we reflect on these moments with appreciation, strengthening our resolve to continue learning. This attitude of gratitude creates a positive outlook, where wisdom is seen as a gift rather than a pursuit of perfection. Through gratitude, we deepen our connection to life, embracing each experience as part of our journey toward greater understanding. Each of these Stoic keys to growing smarter in silence invites us to embrace a quieter, more reflective way of life. By listening attentively, practicing patience, observing carefully, and embracing acceptance, we nurture wisdom that goes beyond words. In silence, we find clarity, humility, and gratitude, allowing us to live with purpose and intention. Stoicism shows us that silence isn't emptiness. It's a powerful space for growth, insight, and transformation. Through these practices, we develop a mind that is calm, resilient, and wise, one that understands the strength and intelligence found within the quiet spaces of life. Moving from the quiet strength gained through practicing silence, we now explore how Stoic teachings can instill a sense of motivation each morning, fueling a day filled with purpose and direction. Waking up with energy and clarity can set a powerful tone for the rest of the day, helping us face both opportunities and challenges with enthusiasm. These Stoic principles not only guide us in handling obstacles, but also remind us of the importance of starting each day with a fresh, motivated mindset. By incorporating these teachings into our morning routine, we anchor ourselves in resilience, gratitude, and focus, creating a foundation for a fulfilling day. One of the core Stoic teachings for starting the day motivated is the reminder to focus on what we can control. Often, mornings are filled with thoughts of what could go wrong or what may be overwhelming. By shifting our focus solely to what we can influence, we simplify our tasks and reduce unnecessary stress. This mental clarity directs our energy toward meaningful action, freeing us from the weight of uncontrollable worries. Beginning the day with this mindset allows us to feel grounded and empowered, knowing that our efforts will be focused on things that truly matter. Gratitude is another powerful motivator emphasized by the Stoics. Taking a moment each morning to acknowledge what we have, a new day, our health, relationships, or opportunities, shifts our perspective from lack to abundance. This practice of gratitude not only brings joy, but also fuels a sense of responsibility to make the most of our day. Recognizing life's blessings encourages us to approach each task with enthusiasm, knowing that each day offers a unique opportunity for growth. This sense of gratitude acts as a steady source of motivation, helping us tackle challenges with a positive outlook. Another Stoic lesson for morning motivation is setting an intention for the day. Instead of letting the day unfold haphazardly, setting a clear intention gives us a purpose to work toward. This practice doesn't require grand goals. Even a simple intention, like being present or focusing on one task at a time, can provide direction. By clarifying our purpose, we eliminate distractions and cultivate a sense of commitment. This focus brings motivation, as we have a clear path to follow, guided by our chosen goals and values. An intentional start fosters a sense of fulfillment as we move through the day with purpose rather than reacting to events. The Stoics also teach the importance of preparing for adversity. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and by acknowledging this truth in the morning, we strengthen our resilience. This isn't about pessimism. It's a proactive way to remind ourselves that we have the capacity to handle whatever arises. By starting the day prepared for obstacles, we approach challenges with a steady mind, reducing frustration and fear. This resilience not only fuels motivation, but also builds confidence, as we know that each challenge is an opportunity to practice patience, adaptability, and inner strength. Self-reflection is another valuable morning practice inspired by Stoicism. Taking a moment to consider our thoughts, actions, and goals fosters self-awareness, helping us to align our day with our values. This reflection allows us to check in with ourselves, identify areas for growth, and set a positive tone for the day. By understanding our motivations and areas of improvement, we approach the day with a mindset of learning and personal growth. This self-reflective start brings clarity and inspiration as we recognize each day as an opportunity to make progress and become a better version of ourselves. The Stoics remind us to view each day as a fresh beginning. Often, we carry the weight of previous days' challenges into the new morning, feeling burdened by regrets or unfinished tasks. By releasing these past worries, we open ourselves to the potential of the day ahead. Seeing each morning as a blank canvas brings a sense of renewal, where past mistakes don't define our present actions. This mindset of renewal fuels motivation as we approach the day with a clean slate, ready to embrace new experiences and opportunities. A sense of duty and purpose is also central to waking up motivated. The Stoics encourage us to see ourselves as part of a greater whole, where our actions contribute to the well-being of others. This perspective reminds us that our day isn't just about personal gain, but about fulfilling our role within a larger community. By recognizing that our work and actions have an impact beyond ourselves, we feel motivated to give our best effort. This sense of duty adds meaning to even the simplest tasks, inspiring us to act with integrity, kindness, and dedication. Another Stoic practice for morning motivation is focusing on our inner virtues rather than external achievements. Society often places value on outward success, but the Stoics emphasize the importance of character, honesty, kindness, resilience, and humility. By focusing on cultivating these inner qualities, we develop a source of motivation that isn't dependent on external validation. This shift in focus brings a deep sense of fulfillment as we measure our worth by who we are rather than what we have. With this mindset, we wake up driven to strengthen our character, knowing that true happiness and motivation come from within. Mindfulness is another Stoic-inspired way to start the day with motivation. Often, mornings are filled with busy thoughts and rushing, but by practicing mindfulness, we begin the day with calm and presence. This practice helps us to be aware of each action, from making coffee to setting goals for the day. By being fully present, we reduce stress and feel more engaged with our tasks. This mindful approach brings joy to simple routines, turning them into moments of peace rather than hurried chores. Mindfulness in the morning creates a steady, focused mind, ready to handle the day's demands with calm and clarity. The Stoics encourage us to cultivate a mindset of gratitude for life itself. Life is fleeting, and each day is a gift that many may not have. Acknowledging the preciousness of life instills a powerful motivation to live each day fully. This reminder isn't meant to evoke fear, but rather to inspire us to make the most of each moment. By appreciating the time we have, we wake up with a renewed desire to use our day meaningfully, knowing that every experience contributes to the richness of our lives. This gratitude for life gives us a deep, enduring motivation that transcends the day's challenges. By applying these Stoic teachings each morning, we create a life where motivation is not a fleeting feeling, but a steady foundation. Each principle, whether it's focusing on what we can control, practicing gratitude, setting intentions, or embracing each day as a new beginning, anchors us in resilience, purpose, and joy. Stoicism offers a path to motivation that is grounded, thoughtful, and meaningful, helping us wake up each day with a sense of clarity and readiness. Through these teachings, we build a life that not only achieves goals, but does so with a calm, motivated heart, deeply connected to our values and purpose. Moving from the Stoic approach to self-motivation, we now shift to understanding the subtle ways human psychology influences attraction and attachment. While motivation helps us create a fulfilling life independently, there's also a natural desire to build deeper connections with others. These psychological techniques tap into the underlying principles of human interaction, trust, and longing, helping you foster genuine intrigue and connection. By using these approaches thoughtfully, you can create a lasting impact that naturally draws someone's attention and interest without manipulation. These methods aren't about superficial tactics. They're designed to highlight your authentic qualities in a way that deepens connection and understanding. One of the most impactful techniques to inspire someone's curiosity and longing is to cultivate a strong sense of self. People are drawn to those who are confident, grounded, and engaged in their own lives. When you have a vibrant life filled with your own passions, interests, and goals, you naturally project a sense of completeness. This aura of self-sufficiency is magnetic. It signals that you're not dependent on others to feel fulfilled, which paradoxically makes others want to be around you. They'll sense that your attention is a choice rather than a need, which stirs a natural sense of intrigue and respect. Creating a sense of mystery is another powerful way to capture someone's attention. Mystery isn't about hiding who you are, but rather sharing parts of yourself gradually, allowing others to discover layers over time. This approach makes interactions more exciting and invites curiosity, as people enjoy the process of learning about someone in depth. Revealing your thoughts, interests, and experiences at a measured pace keeps interactions interesting, leaving the other person eager for more. When they don't feel like they have you entirely figured out, they'll feel a natural pull to learn more, heightening their interest. Engaging in active listening is also incredibly effective for fostering a strong connection. In conversations, giving your full attention to what the other person says makes them feel valued and understood. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel heard, and by genuinely listening, you create a safe space for them to express themselves. Active listening means engaging with their words, asking thoughtful questions, and showing genuine curiosity about their perspectives. This approach builds trust and emotional intimacy, making them feel comfortable and more connected to you over time. The subtle art of mirroring can also help create a deeper bond. Mirroring involves subtly matching the other person's body language, tone, or pace of speech. This technique taps into a psychological phenomenon called the chameleon effect, where people feel a stronger connection with those who appear similar to them. Mirroring isn't about imitation, it's about creating a sense of harmony that naturally fosters trust. When done subtly, mirroring can make interactions feel more fluid and comfortable, enhancing the sense of connection and making them feel closer to you. Expressing appreciation is another way to strengthen attraction and deepen attachment. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel valued and respected. Sincere compliments, acknowledgement of their strengths, and appreciation for their unique qualities build positive associations in their minds. This gratitude not only brightens the interaction, but also makes them more likely to think of you positively even when you're not around. By showing appreciation in a genuine way, you leave a lasting impression that fosters a sense of warmth and affection. Maintaining a slight unpredictability can also foster intrigue. When your actions aren't entirely predictable, it creates a sense of excitement and keeps the other person engaged. This doesn't mean playing games, but rather allowing your personality to shine through in a way that isn't entirely routine. Trying new activities together, introducing them to new ideas, or simply surprising them with thoughtful gestures adds a spark to the relationship. This dynamic, free-spirited approach stirs curiosity and ensures that your interactions remain interesting and memorable. Another effective approach is fostering shared experiences, which naturally strengthens bonds. Studies show that people feel closer to those with whom they share meaningful experiences, whether they're moments of laughter, adventure, or even vulnerability. Engaging in activities together, especially those that are enjoyable or meaningful, builds memories and strengthens connection. These shared experiences create a sense of unity and make them more likely to think of you fondly when you're apart, as they associate positive emotions with your presence. Displaying a sense of independence is also crucial. Independence shows that while you value connection, you also have your own path and purpose. This quality signals confidence and maturity, which are highly attractive traits. When they see that you are dedicated to your goals, interests, and well-being, they'll naturally want to be part of your world. Independence doesn't mean distance. It means respecting yourself and your own life enough to not overly depend on anyone else. This self-assurance makes you stand out, as they'll be drawn to the strength and conviction you project. Using humor can also be a powerful tool to deepen attraction. Humor creates a relaxed atmosphere, making interactions feel light and enjoyable. Laughter releases endorphins, fostering positive associations and strengthening bonds. Sharing moments of genuine laughter builds an unspoken connection, creating a sense of comfort and ease. Humor also allows you to show your authentic self in a light-hearted way, helping the other person feel more relaxed and open. When conversations are filled with joy, they'll look forward to spending time with you as you bring a sense of happiness and comfort to their life. Exhibiting genuine vulnerability is another way to build a meaningful connection. Sharing your thoughts, experiences, and even challenges opens the door to deeper trust. When you're willing to be open, it encourages the other person to feel safe doing the same, fostering an authentic bond. Vulnerability demonstrates emotional strength and self-acceptance, signaling that you're comfortable being real rather than putting up a front. This authenticity allows the other person to see who you truly are, which is essential for fostering a lasting connection. Another psychological technique is giving space. Absence often strengthens interest, as it gives the other person time to reflect and appreciate the value you bring to their life. Giving space allows them to miss you, making your presence feel more meaningful. This doesn't mean creating distance intentionally, but rather respecting the natural flow of connection. By allowing pauses in communication, you provide room for anticipation to build. This space enhances the quality of time you do spend together, as it fosters a sense of appreciation and eagerness for your presence. Being consistent in your actions also strengthens attachment. Consistency builds trust, as it reassures them that you are reliable and dependable. When your words align with your actions, it establishes a foundation of respect and integrity. People feel safe with those who are consistent, as it shows that you are authentic and intentional in your connection. This reliability fosters a sense of loyalty, as they come to view you as someone they can count on, which naturally deepens their affection and appreciation for you. Displaying a calm confidence can also have a powerful effect. Confidence, especially when expressed with humility, is highly attractive, as it reflects self-assurance and maturity. This kind of quiet confidence shows that you know your worth without needing to prove it. People are drawn to those who project inner stability, as it creates a sense of calm and trust in the connection. This self-possession encourages others to feel at ease in your presence, strengthening the bond and making interactions feel more meaningful. Fostering shared values builds a connection that goes beyond attraction. When values align, there is a natural sense of understanding and mutual respect. By expressing what matters most to you, you invite the other person to see beyond surface-level interactions, creating a bond based on shared beliefs and goals. These common values deepen the connection, as they feel understood and aligned with your outlook on life. This connection built on values often brings a sense of unity and respect, creating a strong foundation for a lasting bond. By incorporating these psychological insights into your interactions, you cultivate a connection that is both meaningful and enduring. These techniques aren't about creating superficial attachment. They're about fostering genuine curiosity, respect, and understanding. Each approach encourages a connection built on mutual appreciation and depth, making the other person feel valued and intrigued. Through these methods, you naturally draw others into your life, creating bonds that resonate with authenticity and lasting affection. Following the subtle art of fostering connections, we now move to another Stoic principle that can transform your outlook on life: the art of letting go of worry. Worry tends to creep into our lives as an uninvited guest, lingering over every decision, every relationship, and every task. Yet Stoicism teaches us that peace and happiness arise from learning to release unnecessary concerns. By freeing ourselves from worry, we create mental clarity, inner strength, and a life that feels lighter and more joyful. Here are 7 ways to cultivate this mindset, each one building on the last, to lead you toward a worry-free, fulfilling existence. The first step to releasing worry is recognizing what is within your control. Much of our stress stems from attempting to control things that lie beyond our reach, like others' actions or unpredictable events. When we focus solely on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and responses, life becomes simpler and less overwhelming. This practice not only lightens mental burdens, but also grounds us in a reality we can manage. By redirecting our energy toward things within our control, we experience a sense of empowerment and peace, knowing that we're not expending energy on matters that cannot be changed. Embracing impermanence is another powerful way to reduce worry. Life is in constant flux, and trying to hold on to people, experiences, or outcomes as if they're permanent only creates tension. Stoicism encourages us to appreciate things as they are, understanding that change is natural and inevitable. By accepting the transitory nature of life, we can approach each moment with gratitude, knowing it's not ours to keep forever. This perspective eases the fear of loss, helping us to savor experiences without the worry of clinging to them. Embracing impermanence brings a sense of freedom, allowing us to live more fully in the present. Practicing mindfulness also plays a significant role in reducing worry. Often, our minds are either dwelling on past events or forecasting future challenges, leaving little room for the present. By cultivating mindfulness, we ground ourselves in the here and now, where worry has less power. Mindfulness isn't about ignoring past or future concerns. It's about choosing to focus on what's unfolding in the current moment. This presence brings calm, as we are no longer swept away by hypothetical worries. With a focused mind, we can better handle whatever arises, knowing that the only moment that truly exists is now. Detachment from outcomes is another Stoic approach to worry-free living. When we tie our happiness to specific outcomes, we set ourselves up for disappointment and stress. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It's about investing effort in the process without obsessing over the result. By focusing on the quality of our actions rather than the final outcome, we relieve the pressure of having to achieve a certain result. This detachment creates inner peace, as we're able to give our best effort without the fear of falling short. It's a mindset that allows us to approach challenges with calm and composure, unburdened by the weight of expectation. Another essential Stoic lesson is to view challenges as opportunities for growth. Worry often arises from the fear of difficulty or failure, but when we reframe challenges as learning experiences, they become less intimidating. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, each obstacle a chance to develop resilience. By embracing challenges with this mindset, we reduce fear and see life's difficulties as part of a broader journey of self-improvement. This approach shifts our focus from fear to growth, allowing us to face challenges with courage and curiosity rather than worry. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to cultivate a worry-free life. When we focus on what we already have rather than what we lack, we reduce feelings of anxiety and desire. Gratitude shifts our perspective from scarcity to abundance, helping us to appreciate the simple joys that often go unnoticed. This practice grounds us in the present and reminds us of the good that exists in our lives. Gratitude isn't about ignoring difficulties. It's about choosing to focus on the positives that balance out life's challenges. This positive outlook brings a sense of warmth and peace, making it easier to let go of needless worry. Accepting life's uncertainties helps us to release the need for constant control. Worry often stems from the desire to know exactly what's going to happen, but the truth is that life is filled with unknowns. Stoicism teaches that by embracing uncertainty, we become more adaptable and resilient. This acceptance doesn't mean surrendering to chaos. It means understanding that not everything is predictable, and that's okay. By releasing the need for absolute certainty, we free ourselves from the anxiety of trying to forecast every outcome. This mindset fosters a calm, resilient approach to life, allowing us to face each day with an open heart, ready for whatever comes. These Stoic teachings serve as a foundation for a life where worry holds less power. By focusing on what we can control, embracing impermanence, practicing mindfulness, detaching from outcomes, viewing challenges as growth opportunities, fostering gratitude, and accepting life's uncertainties, we create a life that is both peaceful and fulfilling. Each practice builds resilience, helping us to meet each moment with strength and clarity. In letting go of worry, we gain the freedom to live with purpose and joy, discovering that a worry-free life is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with a steady, untroubled mind. Through these principles, we find that true happiness is a state of mind, cultivated through conscious choices and a balanced perspective on life. As you journey through these proven strategies to detox your mind and stop overthinking, remember that each practice is a step toward a clearer, calmer, and more purposeful life. Stoicism teaches us that by releasing what doesn't serve us, whether it's unnecessary thoughts, negative influences, or unhelpful habits, we open space for resilience, peace, and personal growth. From embracing simplicity to setting boundaries and nurturing mindfulness, each approach empowers you to reclaim control over your mind and create a life aligned with your values. Overthinking fades when we ground ourselves in the present, focusing only on what truly matters. If these strategies resonate, share which one you're most excited to try or how Stoicism has helped you on your journey in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on building a balanced, intentional life. There's so much more to explore together.